Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to TCS CHROMA InnerCircle 2025. I am Mulka Swami, Marketing Analyst at TCS CHROMA, and I will be your host for today's session. Before we get started, let me quickly share some important house rules. To ensure a smooth experience, all the participants have been kept on mute, and your cameras and mics are currently disabled. We encourage you to share your thoughts and ask questions via the Q&A section using the button located at the top right corner of our screen. Additionally, this session will be recorded and made available on the TCS CHROMA website. TCS CHROMA is a robust hire-to-retire cloud-based platform developed entirely in-house by TCS. Over the years, we have catered to 70 plus customers, maintaining a strong track record of customer loyalty, with many staying with us for nearly a decade. InnerCircle, CHROMA's annual event, is designed to remain abreast of the latest trends and stay connected with you, our valued customers. It offers an opportunity to gauge your outlook on the HR tech and HR best practices, making it a mutually rewarding experience. This is the 5th edition of InnerCircle, and our theme for this year is Future of Work from Application to Onboarding, Enhancing Candidate Experience with AI. We have an incredible day ahead, filled with insightful conversations and fresh perspectives, and we are excited to explore this topic with you all. Artificial intelligence is a powerful catalyst transforming how organizations attract, engage, and onboard talent. From automating tasks to creating tailored experiences, AI ensures that the candidate journey is not only efficient but also engaging. To thrive in the era of AI, HR professionals will have to future-proof their strategies. To discuss these actionable insights for adaptive and resilient talent management practices, we have a distinguished panel of experts with us who will shed light on how AI is evolving and how organizations can leverage it to create a more engaging experience for new talent. It is with great privilege that I would like to introduce our impressive panel of speakers. Mr. Elton Ron Nathan, Head of Learning and Organization Development, Apollo Health and Lifestyles Limited. Ms. Priyanka Vanzari Nair, Head of Human Resource, PN Gadgil Jewelers. Mr. Manan Asar, Chief Manager, HR, Transrail Lighting Limited. Mr. Pravesh Kumar, Head of Human Resource, Kenmo Vikas Private Limited. Ms. Isha Chaudhary, HR Learning and Organizational Development, Wood India Private Limited. Mr. Gopi G, Lead HR Shared Services, Tata Advanced Systems Limited. Mr. Prasanna Venkatesh M, Senior Manager HR, Delphi TVS Technologies Limited. Mr. Trilok Reddy, Product Head CHROMA, Tata Consultancy Services Limited. Ms. Shantini Datta, Chief Human Resources Officer, Bajaj Housing Finance Limited. Ms. Poonam Bharti, Executive Director and CHRO, Shriram Pistons and Rings Limited. Dr. Ajit Unavle, Head of Human Resources, Transfer Terminals Private Limited. And Mr. Jay Jha, Global Head of CHROMA, Tata Consultancy Services Limited. I welcome you all to a thought-enriching journey today. It is an honor to have you all here. It is time to kickstart our sessions for the day, starting with the keynote address. Imagine a world where every job application feels like a tailored opportunity, where every returning employee seamlessly reintegrates, and where every hire enriches the cultural fabric of an organization. This is not a distant utopia, but a burgeoning reality shaped by AI. Our sessions today will focus on how AI can create a seamless and personalized experience to enhance candidate journey. For today's keynote session, we have with us Mr. Elton Ron Nathan. Mr. Nathan, Head of Learning and Organizational Development at Apollo Health and Lifestyle Limited, has over 25 years of experience in HR and operations across the hospitality, retail, and healthcare industries. As a key member of AHLL's HR team, he has made substantial contributions to leadership and organizational development, culture design, and specialized areas such as NLP and emotional intelligence. Throughout his career, Mr. Nathan has managed diverse multicultural teams and specialized workforces, holding prominent positions at respected organizations including Jet Airways, Kuwait Airways, Healthcare Global Enterprises, and Apollo Health and Lifestyle Limited. His expertise spans learning and organization development, strategic HR planning, HR transformation, talent acquisition, DEIB, and employee engagement, demonstrating a proven record of accomplishments in these areas. Mr. Nathan's dedication and leadership have earned him multiple prestigious individual accolades. He is also a LinkedIn influencer. His magnetic charm and charismatic presence illuminates the environment into a beacon of vibrancy and energy.
My topic is the AI in hiring and onboarding and the human touch in digital world. Thanks, TCS CHROMA, for the opportunity to give me this keynote address and set the context for today's event on the future of work and to enhance the candidate feedback through AI. The next slide shows a little bit about myself, but it's a really great privilege to be here and address the crowd. And I'm sure that everyone will benefit from this webinar, especially the leaders that follow this session as well, eminent leaders, and I'm sure that there's a lot of takeaways. So I'll start off with an activity, and that's in my next slide. And this is an activity that is most known to many of you, and I'd like you to use the chat room, considering that we do not have a two-way communication here. And this is the two truths and a lie. So let's play a quick game here. I'm going to read three statements about AI in hiring and onboarding. Two are true and one is a lie. That's how it goes. So your job is to guess which one is the lie, the first statement, second, or the third in the chat. So you can just write 1, 2, or 3, and that will give me the answer. So the first statement, AI, no, not this, please, the previous one. AI can now analyze facial expressions during video interviews to predict candidate success. That's the first statement. Statement 2. Some companies use AI to send personalized rejection mails that actually make candidates feel good. And statement 3 is AI has completely eliminated bias in hiring process worldwide. I'll give you 10 seconds. You can write 1, 2, or 3 in the chat room, please. Okay, I'm getting 1, 2, and 3. I'm getting 3 from some of you. You can take some time. Many of you are writing 3. All right. There's 2 truths and 1 lie. So definitely you can choose just one of them. That's the game. Any one of you can just keep placing it in the chat room. We'll take another 4 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, well, the 10 seconds are up, a little more than that as well. But here it is. The lie is statement 3. AI has not really eliminated complete bias in hiring process worldwide. And we're going to see how this is. While AI can reduce bias, it has not eliminated it completely. In fact, biased data can make AI even more biased. And that's why we need to use AI really responsibly well, which is exactly what we're going to be talking today. Well, that sets a context to keynote speech today. Let's do the second activity, and that's in the next slide as well. So what part of recruitment process do you think will be replaced by AI in the future? There are options here of screening candidates, searching for candidates on different platforms, creating job descriptions, conducting initial interviews, and the last one is the whole process. AI can take over recruitment jobs. So which is the one that you think is going to be replaced by AI in the future? The whole process. Okay, thank you, Bensi. I see that you're the most active right now in the room, along with a few others as well. But thanks for being the first. Okay, 5, the whole process, the whole process. Well, here is some statistics which I'd like to see, and I'm glad that you're giving me your answers. But the stats from a survey that was done through people. Additional stats reveal that 1 out of every 5 recruiters, and if you just press the next, you'll see the survey results. This is actually what is actually coming out. They feel that screening candidates is going to be the most replaced. Okay, followed by, and it's in the same order. And some of them think that the whole process is there. But here's the funny part. Stats also reveal that 1 out of every 5 recruiters is concerned about AI-based recruitment taking over their own jobs. And only about 15% of hiring professionals say that they're not scared because AI can never replace them because of the human side that they have of recruitment. Now let's go to the next slide and start with the paradox. On one side, the next slide, please. Yes, on one side, we have candidates who are applying for dozens of jobs. Okay, only to hear or maybe not hear back as well from them, creating a very uneasy feeling within themselves about the organization that they've applied for. And nearly everyone who've applied for a job never hear back. It's like sending a text to your crush and getting the blue ticks, the two blue ticks that you want to see, but then there's no reply. It's actually brutal, right? And hiring today is more or less like a dating app gone wrong. They swipe right for 50 jobs, which they think that they will be suited for. 40 jobs out of that they get ghosted. And the remaining 10, they go on the first date only to find out that the job description that they actually applied for is not really what it is. I'm sure that you must be smiling away right now, agreeing to me. So on the other side, we have the recruiters also who are maybe drowning in resumes, struggling to find the right fit. Both sides, they're waiting for the first move, which will be more successful. And everyone wants the right candidate and everyone wants the right job. But did you know that, for example, companies receive over 250 resumes for each and every corporate job that they open? Now, it's not enough to keep HR teams busy. Imagine going through all those documents. And the first stage of candidate screening process, it should come as no surprise that being a recruiter is a really, really tough profession. So give a hoo-ha for all the recruiters that are there in the room right now. They need to make decisions on every application that they receive. And the result is that 90% of the resumes usually go ignored, and hiring takes approximately about 42 days on average for corporate openings. Now, here's the twist, and that's the next slide. AI is supposed to fix things, right? The faster hiring, better matches, fewer heartbreaks, and stuff like that way. So we are so obsessed with automation that we sometimes forget that people are more than actually keywords. So AI is making things better, or are they just making automation rejection faster? What is it? And don't take me wrong, please. I love AI. In fact, AI is like coffee. It works like magic when you need it and you use it in the right time. You use too much of coffee and suddenly you're shaking. I once had coffee and a lot of black coffee and I felt palpitations as well. So it creates a kind of shake if you have it in the wrong time and the wrong in the wrong amount, and you make bad decisions and you also question life's choices, right? Now, companies like Unilever, IBM, they figure out the right balance between this. They don't just use AI to filter off resumes. They use it for game-based assessments as well. Instead of asking questions like, tell me about yourself, they put the candidates into real world scenarios, AI observed behaviors. They're just not words that they're looking at. So the question is, are we using AI to cut people out or to find hidden talent? In fact, AI is not the villain. When used correctly, it can actually spot the right talent that we might overlook. Please, the next slide, please. We can simplify this by saying AI is hiring like AI in hiring is like a new gym membership, and that you take right after your New Year resolution, and you sign up in January, very excited, very motivated, but by February, you're slowly getting into your old habits. And why? Because we expect AI to do everything for us. But don't forget that AI is just a tool. It's not a miracle worker. You need to consistently go to the gym to see results. Just like that way, you need to consistently work with AI as an enabler to help you out in your job. Now, here's the reality. 78% of companies are already using AI in hiring, but only 35% feel it's delivering on its promise. And why? Because we are using AI to automate processes, but we're not using it to enhance experiences. And that is so much more important. And since we spoke about Unilever earlier, Unilever actually replaced traditional hirings with AI-driven assessments, and candidates go through a game-based evaluation instead of just the resumes that they send. The result is that they're cutting hiring time by almost 90%, and they're getting a lot of diverse talent. Now let's look at the whole process from a candidate's perspective in the next slide. Job hunting today is like waiting for a delivery package that says out for delivery, but never arrives. It's like your Swiggy also. When is it coming? When is it coming? It's right there, but it's not there. And then even when you want to make a complaint, you go on to the chatbot, and then you are and they're suggesting a refund when you actually want your food. And then it asks you for a photo upload for the delivery that has not been made. Well, you don't have anything to take a photo. So I did this once. I just clicked a blank picture and I uploaded it, and I got my refund of nothing. Now, it's just like that with the candidate's perspective, right? 65 of the candidates are not hearing anything back after applying. They're left wondering, did my application get lost? Did the recruiter even see it? Or did I actually apply to Hogwarts, Harry Potter's Hogwarts? 60% of the candidates say that they stopped pursuing jobs because of the poor communication that they had with the company during the hiring. And that's like losing a customer because you didn't answer the phone. But here's the good news. Here's where AI can actually be a real hero. Imagine a chatbot that responds instantly to you, updates you on the status, even says, hey, you didn't get this one, but this is where you can improve. That's already happening at places like Hilton and Accenture. It's not about replacing recruiters. It's about treating candidates like humans, not treating humans like numbers. And everything goes well now. I mean, when all these things happen in the right way. The next slide, please. We then move on a little more closer to the experience of the candidate, and this is his onboarding. Everything's gone well now. Okay, fine. The recruitment process is over. The onboarding is now happening. But first day they come to work, no laptop, no ID, no manager in sight. People don't even know that the person has joined. And most times the candidate is handed a stack of papers, filling it up, given a desk, asked to wait. And the candidate by lunchtime, he's already Googling or maybe sending a message to ChatGPT. How do I quit my company on the first day of joining? Now, here's a stat. 80% of employees say that their company doesn't do a great job onboarding new hires. That's like inviting someone to a party and ignoring them the whole night, right? This is why AI powered onboarding is a game changer. Imagine a system that sends you a personalized welcome video, sets up tech before you arrive, even schedules your first coffee with your team member or your manager, or tells you which are the local restaurants close to the office that you can order from. Now companies like Zappos are already doing such things. Their new hires are 80% more productive right in their very first month. Now that's the first day experience worth remembering. Next slide, please. So will AI be stealing our jobs, our HR jobs? Okay, the next slide, please. The answer is a simple no, but it is stealing the boring parts. And no, the previous slide, please. It's gone too far ahead. Can we have the previous slide, please? No, the previous slide. Going too further. One before this. AI in HR, friend or foe. Yes, this is the one. So AI is not stealing jobs. It's actually stealing all the boring parts. And that's the good thing. Now think about it. AI can screen about 1,000 resumes in few seconds, but can it sense anyone being nervous in an interview? Can it tell that a candidate is brilliant just because of them having a bad day? No, that's where humans come in. And let's talk about the elephant in the room, biasness. AI is supposed to eliminate bias. In fact, we all talk about automation and AI saying that it will remove biases, but AI learns from data, and whatever data you feed the system, that is what it's going to work with. And if your data is going to be biased, then the AI is also going to be biased. And that really happened with Amazon. They scrapped their complete AI recruiting tool because it was biased against women at one point of time. It was training the system on resumes from the past decade, and most of the jobs were going mainly to men. But here's the flip side. When it's done right, AI can actually reduce bias. So this takes us back to the first activity itself, the two lies, two truths and a lie. It does reduce bias, but you need to work with it correctly. Now, there are tools that analyze job descriptions for biased language. There are platforms like Pymetrics that use games to assess skills, not stereotypes and things like that. And if it's used in the right way, you can definitely reduce biasness. In short, the best companies aren't choosing AI or humans. They're choosing AI with humans. Now, next slide, please. So what's the future of the work for us? It's not about AI replacing humans. It's about AI empowering humans. Think of AI as your co-pilot, not your autopilot. I'll say that again. Think of AI as your co-pilot, not your autopilot. And here's a stat to support that. According to the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report, by 2025, and we're already there, it's just 2 months, suddenly just flew away. I don't know how. Approximately 97 million new jobs are expected to emerge that are better suited to collaboration between humans and artificial intelligence, despite the potential displacement of around 85 million jobs due to automation. Now, that's not a threat. That I see as an opportunity. Imagine a world where AI handles the repetitive tasks that we do. And when this happens, recruiters can actually focus on business, building relationships with people. They can focus on strategic thinking. They can work towards being the future CEOs of the organization. Many people don't look at HRs as CEOs of organization, but this is time where you have the chance to actually step up and move into those shoes. When AI takes over key parts of recruitment, it will definitely identify top talent, but humans will make the final call. And AI will guide the onboarding, but managers will continue to place emphasis on the mentorship that is needed. So the future of hiring is about isn't about robots replacing recruiters. It's about using AI to do what it's good at: data, speed, efficiency, so that we can focus on what we are good at. And we are good at trust, intuition, connection. This is not fiction. It's the next step in HR. And that is why this is my my prediction in the next slide on what can be expected in the years to come. So the new job types that will be there, just let's the next, please. These new roles will be likely AI development, data science, AI management, AI positions that require human oversight and critical thinking alongside AI capabilities. The shift in focus will be, while some repetitive tasks may be taken over by AI, humans will be able to focus on more creative, complex problem solving, decision making, strategic decision making. And what do we need to do now to reskill each ourselves? We need to adapt to this changing landscape. We need to work, and many workers may need to acquire new skills through reskilling training programs that fit into these emerging roles. So there's so much out there, and we need to ensure that we do that. Are we, yeah, I think that's the slide. Yeah, the choice is ours, and this is the choice that we need to make. Are we using AI to make hiring better or to make rejections faster? The companies that will win the future are the ones that balance tech with touch, speed, and empathy, and AI with human intuition. So let's stop using AI to reject people faster, but let's use AI to find, grow, and support the right people. Because at the end of the day, hiring isn't about automation, it's about people. Secondly, the future of work is about choosing AI and humans. It's about finding the perfect balance between both of them. And it's about using AI to enhance the human experience, not to replace it. So here's my challenge to you. Let's stop using AI to automate processes completely, but let's start using it to humanize experience. Let's stop focusing on efficiency and start focusing on connection. Because at the end of the day, hiring isn't about resumes or algorithms. It's about people. And no matter how advanced AI gets, it will never replace the human touch. My next slide is the thank you slide. So thank you. Please stay connected with me. I'm on LinkedIn as Elton Ron Nathan. I'm on Instagram as Elton Loves This. You can either scan this but thank you, TCS, once again, and thank you, participants, all of you who joined in. Back to the host. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nathan, Mr. Nathan, for such a wonderful session. Next in line is a panel discussion on recruitment marketing, targeting the right talent. to explore the latest trends, strategies, and best practices in attracting top talent in our organizations. Every employee is a crucial piece of puzzle coming together to build a unified picture. When a position remains vacant, it is like a missing piece leaving a gap in the bigger picture. Targeting the right talent isn't just about filling a role. It's about bringing in the best fit to create a stronger and a more cohesive team. A blended workforce contributes to diversity, reduces the cost per hire, and strengthens our teams. So the first step in employee journey ladder is attracting the right talent. Join me as we explore this with our exceptional panel of thought leaders who are sure to enlighten us. Ms. Priyanka Vanzari Nair, Head of Human Resource, P. N. Gadgil Jewellers. Ms. Priyanka Vanzari brings over 18 years of experience in human resource and sales with a demonstrated history of working in the luxury goods and jewelry industry. Skilled in leadership, mentoring, organization development interventions, HR policies, talent acquisition, talent management, and performance management. Her inclusive leadership fosters a positive work culture and emphasizes strong values and customer service. She began her professional career at JSW Energy in 2000 and advanced to a career in strategic business HR role at Kirloskar Oil Engines Limited. Mr. Manan Asar, Chief Manager HR, Transrail Lighting Limited. Mr. Manan is an accomplished HR professional with capabilities in designing, developing, implementing coherent HR strategies whilst improving internal processes and procedures within a demanding environment. He is a professional with a unique blend of managerial, functional, and qualitative skills, backed by a strong record of people management and resource optimization. He has strong ability to incorporate innovative management techniques into a multicultural workforce. Mr. Pravesh Kumar, Head of Human Resource, Kenmore Vikas Private Limited. Mr. Pravesh began his career as an HR analyst at Delphi Automotive Systems Private Limited. Currently, he heads HR at Vikas Group. He has led HR functions at Spark Minda Group. With expertise in talent acquisition, recruitment, policy formulation, performance management, training and development, employee relations, organizational development, statutory compliances, and MIS, he has successfully driven HR strategies across multiple organizations. I hope you all are as eager as I am for this panel discussion. Leading us through this engaging discussion is our esteemed moderator, Mr. Santanu Das. Shantanu has over 25 years of extensive experience in managing seamless delivery of various HCM applications across diverse industry verticals and geographies. Currently, he heads TCS CHROMA Solutions team and engages with multiple prospective customers. Over to you, Shantanu.
Yeah, thanks, Ulka, for the grand introduction here. So good afternoon, everyone, and I would like to welcome all my esteemed panel members today. As you all are aware that today's discussion is on recruitment marketing. So I would like to have Mr. Pravesh, Mr. Priyanka, and Mr. Manan to be on the camera, please. Yeah, thank you so much. So as an organization, how it can brand itself and attract the talents, from the job market. So before we dive into our discussion, I would like to highlight a very critical aspect which would definitely come up in our discussion today. It is the entry of the new generations into the workforce. This new generation brings unique perspectives, values, and expectations that are reshaping the way we approach recruitment marketing. They are known for their tech savviness, emphasis on work-life balance, and desire for meaningful work. Understanding and effectively engaging this dynamic group is absolutely essential for the organizations who are looking to stay ahead in this talent acquisition game. It would be interesting to dive into our discussion today and gain exciting new lens in mind. So without further delay, let me begin the discussion with the first question to all my esteemed panelists. So what are the common significant trends in recruitment marketing that one should be aware in 2025? So I think Priyanka, if you could start, I think that would be great. I think you are on mute, Priyanka.
So I think recruitment marketing is not new to the industry at all. But what is changing is the way people look at it. I think the traditional means by the way we used to like kind of ask our people that, how's the company, what's happening there, is it good, is it not? So it's to take opinions from a lot of people. I think these days a lot of opinion is made by the social media. And it is extremely important that people just don't look at what is happening to the candidates. They also look at what is happening to the customers. How are customers treated in the company? So I think that's a big shift that in 2025 I see happening. And yeah, that's what I think is moving there.
Okay. So thanks for that wonderful thought. Manan, you would like to add something here?
Well, I think employer branding as a priority, which I can see nowadays, the trend is going on. Uh, as I also see is the AI-driven recruitment and automation is also a part of the processes which many companies are undertaking. Video content and interactive job ads, these are some things really doing good. And social media and influencer recruitment processes are taking over the old driven processes, what we were doing initially 10 years back. So yeah, the things are changing and it's a good thing, what I can see now.
Absolutely. So moving on to Pravesh. So Pravesh, you would like to share your thoughts here?
Yeah, first of all, good afternoon. Thanks for inviting me, Shantanu. And maybe we need some AI also to fix these glitches when we are presenting or when we are having some video call. So some things don't work up. Okay. So definitely, I think what my colleagues have shared, recruitment marketing is not something new, but we need to understand the context in which we are operating. And definitely the talent war is getting really fierce. So getting the right talent is something which is a key challenge for any of the organization. And the second important perspective which adds on to it is the attrition and coupled by maybe the offer dropouts. And I was reading one of the report in which maybe because of the stress and burnt out, there are employees who are looking for job changes, and that number is maybe above 75%. And on the other side of it, the companies are laying off. So we would have been hearing a lot of news around it. So in this particular context, recruitment marketing becomes very important. But along with being important, it is important to be authentic. So what we are presenting or what we are sharing in the recruitment marketing, it needs to be authentic and transparent. So yeah, there are few trends which I believe are emerging. Is definitely the first one is the social videos. So this is something which is going to be very important going forward, and maybe in a very crowded place. So the first few seconds and the headlines of those videos is also important to create a niche within the recruitment branding. And we were looking through the glitch in which we were not able to hear the audio. So there is a market data which says that maybe 70 to 75% of the videos are being seen without audio on. So how we are able to communicate the message in that particular thing is also important, and it's a key challenge and a trend also which is also coming up. Second, I think definitely we are incorporating the various stakeholders within the organization, but how we can incorporate maybe the customers and the communities within the messaging of creating an employer brand is something that needs to be looked into. And I would say the third important thing is this is something which is not a kind of activity these days. This is becoming a skill. So we need to train people, and especially the people who are the key touch points, maybe the senior leaders, the HODs, the hiring managers. So they need to be taught on this particular skill, on how they have to be present on the social media and how they have to use these tools. And definitely it cannot be seen in isolation. So how we are creating communities through recruitment branding for the overall organizational brand is something that we need to think through. And I think these are some shifts and some trends which are coming up in recruitment branding also, other than the broad marketing strategies of the organization.
Yeah, that was nicely put through, and as you rightly mentioned, so we are so much dependent on technology that the glitches are evident, and we also need to understand how to navigate through those glitches so that we can have a smooth experience for our end users. So definitely, I guess we are on track on that. So with that note, I will just move forward. So yes, these trends are really noteworthy, and I'm sure the companies are also getting aligned with the strategies to keep themselves, ahead of the curve. Also, as you know, in the new age candidates, they are also powered by their social media connections and also the availability of information on their fingertips. With this context, I would like to move to my next question, which I would like to ask to Priyanka. So do you believe that the candidate expectations have evolved in recent years, especially for the new generations? And if so, how can recruiters meet these expectations consistently and evolve?
I think that's a very important question, and as you rightly said, that the expectations have definitely evolved. We I remember when I started working, it was like we used to wait for the recruiter to call back and inform us. These days, the patients have gone down substantially. Everything needs to be quick and at a click of a button. So I think from that standpoint, from AI becomes a very important tool, because all said and done, as as a human, there could be lapses, like in terms of revert time, or the CV getting lost, like the previous panelist was rightly saying that there's so many CVs that you tend not to revert, which may look very, very, and it's only when I need a candidate I realize that, oh, the applicants I should revert to, because when there are no CVs for a particular portfolio, it talks a lot about company reputation. So I think that's one change that I see. Second is also a lot of resistance to travel. People would want to have their first round of interviews online, and maybe they just want to send across a video and get the interview done. uh, Third is they want a lot of information about the company. Like I was previously saying, they just don't want to know, okay, what is your history and what are you into. They also want to know what are you doing in the current era to keep employees engaged. Are you socially keeping society happy? So they're no more just concerned about what is my job descriptions. They look far more holistically. It is also because the number of options that are available, but yeah, they look at it more holistically. And I think as a company, it's no more just about recruitment marketing, but it's also about overall marketing the brand. It's become very crucial. So I think from what candidates are expecting, uh, we have to focus on overall employee and other things we're doing in the company. So yeah.
Yeah. Yes, so yeah, very much true. The candidate expectations have definitely evolved, over many years. And with this new generations, the perspective has also changed. As you have mentioned, somebody is just putting that video and get that interview done, does not want to travel and so on. And I'm sure the recruiters are also facing equal amount of challenges to meet these expectations, correct? But at the end of the day, they need to hire good talent from the market. So definitely they cannot just shy away from the expectations. So definitely they need to face them and take it forward. So I'd like to move to my next question, which is to Manan. So this would be similar on the same lines, that if you can highlight some of the potential challenges that is faced by the in this recruitment marketing context, and what are the broad strategies to combat those?
Well, there are many points, there are many challenges which we as a recruiter face, but I will highlight some of the three important challenges which I have observed in my career. So, as my colleague rightly said, employer branding. Today, the people they want much and very detailed information about the company. And the challenge today is that companies are very weak and unclear about their brand to project to the employees as well as the market. Not every company is like a Unilever or Godrej. There are many mid-sized companies who fail to project themselves in the market very well. And because of that, employees who are looking for the job opportunist people, they are failing to understand the company and company's mission and vision and everything. Now, here the strategy is to build a strong employer brand. And how do we do that? So we as an HR plays an important role in doing whatever the best information sharing through social media network or to the target audience. Like in my case, I have many groups in the EPC sector which I have created. And I have keep talking about the EPC sector, about my company, about the projects, about the competition. So that's how people in my community of the EPC sector, they come to know about what is happening in the sector, which are the new companies which are coming in, which are the old companies getting new projects, big projects globally or domestically. Now, the second challenge, what I see is the attracting the right candidate. Now, how do I, as my colleague rightly said, that we float a job post and then we get thousands of CVs, but we only target to the few individual, and that too also when the hour of need is. Now, here, yes, we do face that kind of a situation. Every recruiter face. We post a job, we get 1,000 CVs, and then we sit on 10 CVs, and then we just end up taking out of that one. Uh, so how do we do that? So in Mott McDonald, that's my previous organization, but I was working there. We had this recruitment tool called Kenexa. Now, Kenexa had a very unique feature, the feature with the questionnaire and with a specific questionnaire which requires for a particular job. So let's say, for example, I wanted a BE Civil for my profile and with a specific experience of only 15 years of experience or maybe 17 years of experience into a particular project which I was looking out. So when I put those kind of filters in those tool, I used to get out of maybe 2000 application, only 200 or maybe less than that. So my target audience for what I was looking at becomes very narrow. So currently we don't have such tools advanced available so easily. And that makes us difficult to attract the right candidate with the right job post. So this is something which I see the second challenge. Now, third, very importantly, as my colleague also highlighted about the lengthy hiring processes and candidate experience. Now, here, what happens? We interview 10 people, let's say example, but we never revert back the 8 people whom we have rejected in the first round for any good reason. He might be not suitable, or he might be not a right fit, or anything, but the communication is not happening. Uh, this is the challenge which happens. Now here also, as a recruiter, it is our responsibility that when uh, either when somebody applies a job, so even we have not taken them to an interview round, but a communication has to go to them that we have rejected your profile, or we will look forward with your profile in the next position or something. Some good communication has to go. And also we have seen that companies today are taking 6 round of interviews. So one of my friend recently was sharing her experience about the Netflix. Netflix took 6 to 8 rounds of interviews for almost 4 months. She lost interest. She totally lost interest in the company, in the job, even though it was a good brand, better brand, but then she chose to join a small company than this, just because of the very lengthy hiring process. So I think these are the three major challenges which I see in the recruitment marketing, and to gain to overcome these challenges, I think the tools like your Tata Chroma or Kenexa or any other like SAP or anything, they can be only helpful. Doing traditional recruitment processes will not help us anymore.
Yeah, so I think AI can play a big role over here, in to sort the candidates and filter the candidates amongst the huge list that you
Yes,
have. So yes,
yes. If
uh,
rightly used, yes.
correct, absolutely. And you especially you mentioned about the personal touch also, like as a recruiter, you have created your own strategies, to how to connect with
Yes.
the candidates and get them. So that human touch is also definitely is needed. Cannot fully depend on AI. I mean, if you depend on
No, no,
AI,
no,
you can lose
100%.
out to the
So
candidates as well. Yeah,
pre-induction and post-induction processes are very important.
yeah.
Many companies fail to undertake pre-induction processes. That is a time when we lose candidates
Mhm.
because 3 month notice period is a far uh, bigger gap for anyone to
Yeah.
find another job. And if you don't have a good human touch with them, uh, you will lose that candidate.
Yeah. So yes, nicely put through, Manan. So these strategies are very much relevant in today's world, and as well as in this competitive industry. Now, in continuation to the same question on strategies, I would like to ask Pravesh. So, do you think strategies differ, or they differ at all when targeting candidates belonging to various generations? So I think what Manan has mentioned, that he also creates his own strategies while recruiting the candidates. But from a generation shift perspective, do you think the strategies would also change?
Uh, I think broadly the basic principles remains the same.
Mm,
So we cannot deviate from the basic principles. Definitely, I think in the overall process, the trust needs to be generated, and it can only be generated through the right communication. uh, and maybe with the connect. And again, I would say the authenticity and transparency plays an important role over here. So this applies to all the generations, whether we are talking about Gen Z or millennials. But definitely saying so, yeah, there can be different strategies for different cohorts that can be implemented. And it cannot be only the part of the recruitment marketing that we're talking about. So this has to be inclusive culture at the organization level, because anything which is only practiced in isolation will not be sustained within the organization. So if we are talking about creating a separate strategy for Gen Z or maybe millennials, it cannot be something which can be faked within the recruitment marketing. So this has to come out from the culture, from the DNA, and from the values of the organization. And
yeah,
those things needs to be aligned as per the perspectives of these generations. Definitely, people from Gen Z they are more socially connected, and they are more influenced by the social presence of the organization, and not only the organization but also the leaders. So, what are their views about the organization, about the leadership, and about their product? I think that plays an important role when it comes to Gen Z. We have seen the senior leaders, in fact, they are not very much active on social media platforms, but these Gen Z are very active on these platforms. So for them, definitely recruitment marketing plays a vital role in reaching out to them, in creating a connect with these people. And I think as an organization, we need to create flexibility, learnability, and empowerment as key tools for attracting these Gen Z within the organization. And considering the I think the way these people operate, if they are very well connected with the organizational purpose, they themselves can be a very good brand advocates for the organization. So they don't hesitate maybe saying good things about the organizations, and they
mm,
can be very point blank and saying that this is not something which I like. So we need to definitely create strategies as per the different cohorts. While on the other side, millennials, they are more feel more connected on one-to-one basis. And I think for them, the recruitment strategies needs to be different. We cannot maybe capture the right talent for that particular generation through social media only. So for them, the personal connect plays a much more important role. And also the important thing for them is the safety and the security. So how the organization is there within the industry, what's its market standing. So these are something which plays a vital role when it comes to maybe millennials, for example. And I think, again, I would say we need to be inclusive in our strategy. It can't be the one way or the other way. So we have to make a comprehensive strategy to attract right kind of talent. And again, the messaging that we are giving, it should come from the culture, not only from the perspective of marketing.
Yeah, so very nicely slayed, Pravesh. The recruitment strategies definitely has to differ depending on candidate demographics. Now moving on to my next question, this is for Manan. This is towards the usage of social media and recruitment marketing, as this is a widely used platform across all the generations. So how do you look at social media for recruitment? And what is the role social media and digital platforms can play to enhance the recruitment efforts?
Well, social media is the best tool which allows us to showcase the culture, the people, the projects, about the work environment, about the organization to the people. Today, people are very sensitive. Uh, they are not like our uh, a generation 10 years back or 15 years back. Uh, they were okay with the work environment they were working in. They were adjusting. Today's generation is very sensitive. If even the manager shouts, they don't feel good about it. So that's for them is a culture. Uh, it's an environment which they don't want to work in. So yes, social media plays a very important role in showcasing all our culture, values, work environment, and everything. And platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, they really help us as a recruiter to reach out to the right people. Uh, how do I say? Many of my senior recruit happened is only happened through LinkedIn. These people are not on Naukri.com or anywhere. They are not the people who are even looking out for the job. We have to actually start communicating with them and generate a thought that this is a company and this can be a good changeover for your profile, for your career. So the platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, they have really given us a window to communicate with the people whom we probably 15, 20 years back wouldn't even thought about who are they. Uh, so that's how I think social media has helped us in recruitment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very well said. I mean, no doubt about it. Social media definitely acts as a very relevant and powerful platform for recruitment, where the information travels in the speed of light amongst the masses, right?
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about technology, which is the backbone of all these platforms, right? So I'm sure you all would agree and appreciate the role of technology in the modern world. So my next question is for Priyanka. So what role does technology play in modern recruitment marketing? And what tools and platforms work the best? And of course, Manan, as you mentioned, LinkedIn is one of the best. But what would you recommend to the technology companies like us creating a platform that would best work for recruitment marketing?
Okay. So, technology is, as you rightly said, is the foundation of recruitment marketing these days, and it is not just LinkedIn or Insta, as a matter of fact. Uh, like I come from retail, right? So we have different age group coming from different backgrounds. Like typically, if I have to recruit my front store employees, uh, you will not find a single one on LinkedIn. So for them, maybe a WhatsApp message or keeping it on status makes a huge difference because they keep on following and checking status of each other. But they will not operate LinkedIn at all. And Facebook is not a traditional recruitment channel, but we end up using that for my frontliners. Vis-a-vis that, a corporate retailer is obviously available on Naukri and all social media platforms. So tracking him down is far more easier because of digital footprint. Now, the real struggle is people who are not digitally active. And I think that's where technology companies like you can come and help us find a solution to that. Uh, what currently I find as a big gap is the integration of all the channels that are available for recruitment marketing. I haven't found an integrated solution where, I can talk to all the channels available, uh, be it Facebook, Twitter, Insta, LinkedIn, or even as a matter of fact, a lot of newspaper ads these days are on digital media. So that integrated platform is what I think will need help with. Because going to different platforms and talking differently becomes difficult. So that's one request I would definitely have. Second is analytics. A lot of analysis. E-commerce companies have grown because of the kind of data access they have from Google platform. I think today HR analytics is far difficult to get. You don't have platforms which will talk, okay, where does your candidate come from? Which areas are applying for you and which areas are not applying for you? Target marketing of candidate is currently the difficulty. So how do you really do that in recruitment marketing is what we should look from a technology standpoint. And also look at my current employees, they have a lot of moments of pride. For example, it might be their promotion. In platforms like Chroma, everything gets captured. Every award, there should be a place where if I post it in one of the media, it should be kind of put on across for all. So it also helps the company to build their image. And, as Pravesh was rightly saying, that is the most authentic way of saying it. When your employees talk about you, then you talking about yourself. So, yeah, a lot of work needs to be done. And I think technology partnering with HR teams will take it further.
Okay. Yeah, that was really thought-provoking. So I think we are running short of time here. So I think I will just move a little faster here. So I will move on to Pravesh. So as you know, AI has made a big presence, right, in the technological landscape. So in this advent of Gen AI and also the recently this agentic AI, which has a potential to transform the organization to an automated organization, right, where AI can take the decisions. So I wanted to know from you, what are your thoughts on how artificial intelligence and data analytics can improve recruitment marketing campaigns, which I think Priyanka has briefly spoke about, but what is your thought about it?
Yeah, I think I would say, in fact, Priyanka has comprehensively spoke about it, and she has also set the expectations maybe that you can work on. And please do share us that product also once it is done.
Sure.
So definitely, I think AI surely will going to help in the recruitment marketing. And I think we were discussing about that AI is going to replace you or maybe replace the people who are doing the jobs. Definitely, I would say the answer is not yes or no, not no. Yes, this is going to replace people who are there, who are doing very operational mundane things. But the majority of the replacements will be done by the people who are using AI. So if you are not using AI, you are, I think, at a loss. So we definitely need to build AI in the processes, and this is going to make the overall processes more effective and fast also. I think considering the majority of the applicants that we are having, so how we are able to screen out those people and reach out to the right set of candidates in the least possible time is something that is maybe AI can help us. And I was going through the various products, maybe like Naukri or LinkedIn, they are coming up with. So they are also working on AI, hiring assists, and various other bots they are working on to source the right kind of candidates. But again, at organizational level, we are seeing these products in isolation. How we can merge or how can integrate these products with the organizational hiring strategy or recruitment strategy is something I think in which the HRIS platforms like you can be a great help. And definitely analyzing the data from different perspectives, the people, how they are socially active, what kind of posts they are making, will that particular person be a right fit for the a specific position, and maybe going forward, will we be able to retain him or her in the organization for long. So these are something that needs to be answered as of now. In fact, I have not gone through any tool which can give answers to these things. But yes, there is a lot of data which is available, but we need to churn that data with the right platforms and make this process more robust. So that's what I would like to add, and definitely the emergence of machine learning and AI. This process is doable. So we definitely look up to people like you to help us give us the solution which can make the process more effective.
Okay. So thanks for your thoughts, Pravesh. So I think with this, as we have moved towards the end of this panel discussion. So as we conclude this discussion on recruitment marketing, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the insights that we have gathered today. Our conversation have shed lights on evolving landscape of recruitment, the innovative strategies that drive candidate engagement, and the critical role of branding in attracting top talent. We have learned that recruitment marketing is not just about fulfilling the position, it's about crafting a compelling narrative that a potential candidate will get attracted to. It's also about the importance of building authentic relationships, which our panel members has mentioned repeatedly, and leveraging technology to create seamless and personalized experience for the candidates. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all my esteemed panelists for sharing their valuable expertise and perspectives. Thank you, audience, for your participations. So with that, I conclude this panel discussion. Back to you, Ulka.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for such an
Thank you.
engaging session and sharing your valuable insights on how recruiters need to strategize and leverage AI to target the right talent to curate a high impact workforce. For our next segment, we are privileged to have with us a group of leading industry experts who will be discussing the implementation of HR best practices and the impressive outcomes their strategies have delivered. Our speakers for this session are Ms. Isha Chaudhary, HR Learning and Organizational Development, Booth India Private Limited. Ms. Isha has over 15 years of experience and an excellent track record of designing and implementing HR strategies with the objective of achieving the business goals for her organizations. She has previously been with All About People and Sansparels Greenlands. She's passionate about interacting with people, sharing experiences to build a knowledge pool, and mentoring young professionals to guide their career development. Mr. Gopi G, Lead HR Shared Services, Tata Advanced Systems Limited. Mr. Gopi brings over 10 years of invaluable HR experience within manufacturing-focused companies, adeptly handling HR functions for both corporate as well as field environments. He has previously held HR roles at Tata Smart Foods, Usha International, AGI Greenpack, Godrej Agrovet Limited, and BMM Ispat Limited, accumulating a wealth of expertise in managing HR operations across various industries. He is highly skilled in setting up HR shared services, HR digitalization, HRMS development, and analytics and reporting. Mr. Prasanna Venkatesh M, Senior Manager HR, Delphi TVS Technologies Limited. Mr. Prasanna has over 17 years of expertise. His skill set includes compensation and benefits, performance appraisal, HR policies, and HRIS. With a track record in these areas, Mr. Prasanna has contributed significantly to optimizing HR processes and driving organizational success. The session will be convened by a highly passionate Mr. Shobik Barar. Currently, Shobik heads Global Sales and Marketing for TCS CHROMA. With over 2 decades of rich experience in HCM consulting, digital transformation, and people analytics, Shobik has spearheaded large-scale HR transformation for global clients. Welcome all, and over to you, Shobik.
Thank you so much, Ulka, and I extend my warm welcome to all the esteemed presenters in today's session. So it's great to see that a lot of theories that we are going through today are there in practice also. We all know human resources are the backbone of any organization, and effective HR management is vital for cultivating a motivated and productive workforce. HR today is not only playing a very critical role, but it's also overall framing the business strategies and defining the future of the organizations. I hope I won't cross my boundary to state that a positive HR outcome translates to enterprise success. Through this session today, we thought of inviting esteemed HR practitioners to shed light on different aspects of HR that helped propel their organizational success. Today's presentations will explore a variety of approaches and methodologies that have been successfully implemented by our presenters. Prepare to be inspired by the wealth of expertise and practical advice that will be shared. And let's get started with our first expert presentation. Over to you, Esha.
Thank you so much, Shobik, and thank you for setting the pace for this particular piece from your Inner Circle event. And hi, everyone, to all the speakers and all the participants who are here to hear us out and when we are sharing the best practices. Thanks to TCS team, TCS CHROMA team for giving me a chance to present here on behalf of my organization, Woot India Private Limited. So quickly about my organization, we are a part of 20 billion euros German Woot Group comprising of more than 400 companies in 80 countries with 88,000 employees worldwide. This year only, Woot India completed 30 years of presence and growth in Indian market. Our headquarters in India are in Mumbai, and we have 38 zonal offices, branch offices, and 21 warehouses pan-India, employing more than 1,000 people. Our business expands into several divisions: automotive, constructive, paints, metal, wood, now EV, with more than 20,000 active products being offered to the Indian markets. So coming back to our topic for today. See, every company, what does every company wants? There are a few things which every company look out for, which is top talent, high engagement, productivity, and low employee turnover. But how many are able to achieve it? And today, while we are here to discuss on HR best practices, I present here an intervention which helped our organization, Woot India Private Limited, to actually achieve all the above four said things which I talked about. So Super Buddy program of Woot India, which I'm going to present today, is a very well recognized program in our group itself, Woot Group, and it is very well replicated by other group companies, like few of our group companies. So with that, I dive into the details of the program. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, Kisha, very much.
Yes. So it all started around 2019, wherein we also were facing few very typical business problems, like our sales performance was falling short of expectations, attrition rate was critically high, and the number of sales consultants who were achieving 100% of targets were very limited. And one more problem which we were facing, that role of our ASMs, the critical hierarchy we have, the middle management level, there was some sort of mismatch in the expectations. So the typical role of ASMs, the managerial roles, which involve analytical skills, problem solving, planning, organization control, execution, and so on and so forth. But these things were not happening. What they were doing, they were basically, our middle management, managerial people, they were basically involved in the thing which they were doing the best, which was selling, but not what were required from that role, which was a typical managerial role. So despite their ASIMS designation, they were managing our key accounts and they were into the direct selling part. They were spending more time on the field, on the sales, on the direct sales, and rather than their role, which was to provide the guidance and support to the team. So these were the few problems which were very prominent and very prominently we were facing in 2019. So what options we had? As an organization, we had an option of just hire and fire, just eliminating the low performers. But we being the work group, very well known for our people-centric we are very people-centric organization. So we at any cost, we will not take that firing route and we will take the development route. So that completely was out of chance. The other available options were hiring our managerial grade, our managerial cadre, the ASM cadre externally, and replacing those who seemed less effective. Again, but replacing was not an issue, was a big issue for us, because our ASMs, as I mentioned in my previous slide, that they were very much involved into our day-to-day and direct business. So there was a huge business impact coming to us if we thought about replacing our ASMs and hiring people from outside. So taking all these problems and thinking about, there was this particular program was designed. This intensive development program was designed, which is known as Super Buddy, with an intention to help low performing sales consultants to team up with a high performing sales consultant from the same team. So it was more of a buddy program, but more more intensive buddy program. What were the objectives of the program? First, to build the product knowledge, develop selling skills, and create an ecosystem for our low performing. So identifying the reasons of their low performance and building a support system, or building an ecosystem for them so that they are given a chance to bounce back. To help our low performing consultants to increase, what is the biggest motivation in the sales? It is the incentives which they earn. So the more incentive they start earning, the more confidence they start building. So ours is a sales organization. It works on incentives. Our biggest motivation is incentives. So the more product they sell, more product categories they sell, more customers they create, everything translate into more incentives. But for doing so, they required the kind of support, guidance, the factors which they were lacking in. To enable sales consultants for earning more incentives, we talked about that. And the hidden part of it was to build a sufficient talent pipeline for our crucial middle management level. So these were the objectives of the program. The process, I'll quickly take you guys through the process of program, how we did it. So we identified the pool of super buddies. Who are the super buddies? Our top performers, the people who have been consistently working for the organization, who are consistently achieving more than 100%, 105%. They are reaping the rewards of their benefits. So these are our typical super buddies. Identifying probable partner sales consultants. So who are the partner sales consultants? The people who are the low performers, who are not able to do as per the expectations or the targets. Again, the typical approval process, sharing the list of lists with the division heads, zone heads, and like taking every level of hierarchy into the process. Then there was a 2 days readiness workshop we conduct for our super buddies, because super buddies are, again, see, they are also sales consultants. They are also at the same level. It's just that they are performing higher, but they might lack the managerial capabilities, the mentoring capabilities, the coaching capabilities which are required. So to help them come up and help them develop those things first, which is required for the program, we conduct a 2 days readiness training program for them. Then we launch the program. Then there are continuous coaching sessions monitoring progress. There are monthly reports. There is a communication throughout the organization, communication flow, who's doing good, who's doing not so doing good. There are continuous coaching calls from HR L&D teams. There are continuous coaching calls which we arrange from our subject matter experts. Someone is struggling with the product knowledge. So HR L&D might not be of that great help. So we align them to the coaches, wherein they can build what is missing in them. So this rigorous process it goes for, and the program goes for 6 months. So we do a mid review 3 months, so just checking the status, where are the reds, where are the ambers, the people who are in green, how are they doing, and then there is a program closure, and then there is the report goes out, and what has been the result of programs. So this is the typical process. Our Super Buddy program, the best part of it is that it is designed completely on the Kirkpatrick model of the training evaluation, that how effective has been your workshop, how effective has been your training intervention. So we designed this program typically in a way wherein we are covering all the aspects of our Kirkpatrick model. So we are working at the reaction level, that what is the immediate reaction of the stakeholders. We are working at the learning level. So while there are on-the-job trainings, there are coachings which are happening for super buddies and for partner sales consultants. So we are taking care of the KP2 also. For KP3, there is monthly tracking coaching calls which are carried out by L&D team and HR team during the program, just to check on what behavior shifts are are happening there. Is the program working? Do we need to make some tweakings there? So all these things are managed, and then at the result. So result, very clear-cut results on an average of 29% of overall increase in sales achievement from 29 to 24. So on an average, we have been achieving this figure, this increase in sales for those set of super buddies. And it is majorly, see, we work with at least like almost on an average 60 pairs a year. So 60 pairs and a 29% of overall average sales increase we are achieving through this program. So that is why we are calling it as one of the best practices. What has been the benefits of the program? So at organizational level, what have been benefits? The partner sales consultant, the one who has been performing low, as we say that we have seen some visible increase in the numbers in the sales through the program. For Super Buddy, the one who has been already performing very well. And firstly, the best part is he has been recognized as a good performer. That is why he has been nominated as a Super Buddy. So he gets a chance to develop his leadership skills. So he has been doing greatly in sales. He has been achieving numbers, but now he is getting a chance to develop his coaching and mentoring skills. And somehow we are preparing them for the next level. For sales managers, the ASMs, the one who is leading both these people, the great performer, the low performer for ASMs. So now when one low performing member of the team is being taken care by another high performing member of the team. So ASM has lesser things to do. He has more time to spare, and he can spare that time on more on the critical tasks which are required for his role. And as an organization, we already said that we have seen a visible increase, a very measurable increase in sales and numbers and motivation of the low performers. So we always tell while we do this readiness program. So there, you know what happened? The best part is we have almost 30-40% of partner ADMs who were once the low performer and were mentored by a super buddy. After 2 years, they were super buddy to someone. So that is something which gives a motivation to us to continue to this program for that particular person. So it's not about that few bad months and one bad year can take away from that. No, they can bounce back, and that kind of motivation this program gives to our people. Business impact. Productivity of some super buddies went up to the 30%, okay, which is a huge number. Achievement of partner sales consultant now moved up to 28%. We talked about the one who were performing low. Now, on an average, they are performing with an increase of 28%. We have been able to successfully lower the attrition rates through that. Because see, when people see no organization is not pushing them out for some bad months, some one bad year, organization is willing to work upon them. So that gives a biggest kick, a biggest motivation to the people. And one of the best part of Super Buddy program is 30 Super Buddies promoted to ASM from 2019 to 2024. This was the pipeline we were talking about. This was the pipeline we were able to manage with one intervention. We had 30, so we are, and still we are working on the program everywhere we do. We are about to launch it for this particular year, and we are able to build a good bench strength of our ASNs. We know that we have people if in case we need the replacements. So now coming back to like summarizing it and the whole program with the key points. So on an average, we employ 400 sales consultants with an attrition rate of 18% to 20%. So that's the attrition rate we face. Sales consultants means the people who are actually on the field and not the ASMs or the grade above. So the sales consultants. Approximately 50-55% of our sales consultant consistently achieve 100%. So this is the figure. So 55% of our sales consultants are taken care of. They are on target, they are beyond targets, and sometimes they are like exceeding targets, like anything, maybe doing 150% or 175% of the target. However, 10% of attrition comprises of high performing individuals. This is very natural. It's not that someone is performing really well, so that it will be keep staying with the organization. They also move out for their future. So sometimes that's a loss as an organization we face. But now with the Super Buddy program, since we are working on our low performance and they are giving us a hike of more than 20-25%, 28%. So we have that cushion wherein if we are losing 10% of our good performance, we are able to have that cushioning for us as an organization. So we are able to mitigate that attrition which as a sales organization is facing. So we have been running this program since 2019 successfully. And guys, the best part is yet to come. We do not guarantee any promotion to our super buddies. We do not provide any monetary benefits to our super buddies for that. So they are post completion of program, we felicitate them. We give them a good gifts and trophies, but there is no monetary thing which is given to them. There is no guarantee of promotion which we give to them, but still they work on that. So that's the biggest push for us to keep continuing this program. So that's why we are saying that it is our best practice, and it has been, I would like to reiterate, it has been replicated in many of our group countries. So, and it has worked well for themselves also. So we run with a program with 60 pairs every year. And the Super Buddy program is a result of joint efforts of like all the levels of hierarchy, starting from our directors, sales directors, and then our regional managers, our area sales managers, our HR team, our L&D team. So everyone is involved. So while that program is running for 6 months, there is so we are saying, no, we are trying to build an ecosystem for our super buddies, and so that's how we are trying to build that ecosystem wherein everyone is involved, and we want our super buddies and our partner ADMs to excel. And we already talked about it, that there is a continuous tracking, there is a monitoring, there is a questioning which is happening. There is a lot of critical reviews which keep happening. Like we do reviews like in 3 months. Mid-program review ourselves, but you never know when the reviews can come, because now the report goes to directors and they are like, oh my God, my zone super buddies, they are doing well or they are not doing well. So they are so interested, and that gives us the motivation of running it. That gives our super buddies the confidence to keep running it, the program. And as I said, that we are again launching it in like mid-March. So it is one of our best practice, and it has worked out really, really well for our organization. I've already shown the numbers, and I'm pretty sure that with some tweakings, minor tweakings, it can work for any kind of organization. So with some of the pictures, like we felicitate them through that, we keep that engagement on through that merchandise, the badges we give, and then, you know, our super buddies, they proudly wear this wristband that, yes, I am a super buddy. They proudly put on, when they go out in market, they proudly put on this badge, and sometimes customers are, what is this you are wearing? And then say that I am the super buddy. So that kind of recognition they give. So we create that engagement and excitement around the program. So that's that from my side, and thank you so much for hearing me out, and thank you so much, Shobik, for giving me chance to speaking here and sharing what we are doing best. Thank you.
I really appreciate, Esha. Thank you so much for being here. And without further ado, let me move to Gopi for his experience in Dazzle. Gopi, over to you.
Sobik, am I audible? And if my screen is visible?
Very much, Gopi. You can go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Sobik. Thank you so much for the session, and thank you, TCS, for this opportunity. So, Tata Advanced Systems Limited, we have initiated a variety of initiatives in the HR process, whether it is in L&D, talent management, and so I'll talk today something which is close to my heart, which is digitally enabled and humanly connected. So before going into the subject, what I'm trying to tell, and I just wanted to give you a brief introduction of the Tata Advanced Systems Limited, what we are, where we are, what we are doing. So Tata Advanced Systems Limited is started this company from the Tata sons in order to achieve their ambitions in the aerospace and defense sector. So in the last 10 years and 15 years, we have grown from the 0 to 11,300 employees. It is strong DNA, as strong engineering as a DNA. And majority of our people belongs to below 60% of our population belongs to 30% below 30 years of age, which is the combination of, at this point of time, we are handling our workforce falls under 4 categories. See, the baby boomers, Generation X, and millennials, and of course the Gen Z. And we have our management is clearly focusing on increasing our diversity presentation. At some point of time, we were at 9% during COVID time, during the post-COVID time, 21-22, and now we achieved our diversity percentage up to 12%. And most of our talent is into the engineering and technical background, and 28% of our manpower or workforce are currently having an experience of more than 5 years with with Dazzle. So with this critical talent, we are solving the complex business problems. Apart from this, we have our company is operating under three major verticals. One is aerostructure, aero engines. In this segment, we have already joint ventured with three OEM manufacturers, world-class OEM manufacturers, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Sikorsky. Apart from this, we also operate in the areas of defense and security and land mobility and airborne platform systems. So we have 13 manufacturing facilities and 7 offices across different states, majorly in Telangana, Karnataka, and Maharashtra, Delhi, and Noida and UP. So coming to the topic. Souvik, is my screen is same or the second one is reflecting?
It has not moved to the next screen yet. Now?
Yes. So Dazzle, we have introduced a lot of, as I told you, a lot of initiatives, out of which one series of events which we are doing to establish our Dazzle as a hearing organization. Hearing organization in the sense we wanted to hear from the employees. So to establish this thing, we leverage technology and human connects at different stages of the employee lifecycle events. So we are touching upon the employee experience or feedback from the pre-joining stage till the separation from the organization. So I'll talk deeply about each concept when the further slides. So yeah. So now it is feedback at pre-joining stage, joining stage, and till the confirmation point. So we, after holistic induction program, we share induction feedback, which is definitely the immediate induction process, which is completely online, which is completely offline. After that, we have leveraged technology, TCS CHROMA, and we have implemented a 4 post-joining surveys from the TCS CHROMA recruitment module. Once the employee joins and completes his 15 days service with us, and automated trigger or automated survey trigger will go to the employee, wherein our major motto to trigger the survey to ask the onboarding experience, what are all the challenges he faced, whether all the facilities, all the resources arranged at the time of joining, travel, accommodation, whatnot, everything. And similarly at 30 days, 90 days, and 180 days. The same thing will automatic email triggers will go to the surveys, and at each junction of point, our management is focusing on different areas to take the feedback. At 30 days, yes, our focus is on the role clarity, role transition, whether happened is clearly or not, and complete culture and support from overall feedback. At 90 days, yes, it is whether the expectations or deliverables are set between the manager and the employee, and what are the L&D opportunities within the Tata Advanced Systems Limited. And at 180 days, yes, overall journey and scope for improvement to know. So we cover our 100% of the employees as voice of employee concept and the smile induction as a whole process. Our ESAT score, we measure 5. At present, we are at 4.7 and we aiming to reach 5 out of 5 in the next 2 years. So yes, the next is HR Connect. The HR Connect is nothing but apart from the town halls and all, we are leveraging the technology. We don't want to feel employees that there is no connect. So our BHR or HRBP teams across the plants have taken, and it's their responsibility or their target is they need to connect at least one-on-one session with each and every employee to take the pulse. Or it may be a formal, it may be informal. So all the feedback we are taking from the system with CHROMA, and also we are leveraging this manual inputs from the employees while one-on-one connects with the HRs. So these are helpful for us in deriving the future requirements or any changes, any tweaks if needed. Yes, see, this is employee joint council is something we created. This concept is majorly focused on the software employees, where the technology, the operators or the workers whose interaction with the system is very low and who are not tech savvy. So this is like they will form a group of people within the plant and they will discuss about the problems or the problems and associated solutions to the problem, and they'll submit their recommendation to the management to implement it. So EJC is employee joint council. The structure is at least 1.1 committee needs to be established at plant or at corporate unit level. So the representation comes from the worker level or associate level to senior managers. Our major focus is In the employee joint council is majorly focusing on the these 5 areas or 6 areas to focus on, like it's employee discipline, improvement and skill enhancement initiatives, working conditions, safety, employee welfare, health, and plant and productivity. So these are all the areas they will discuss. They will discuss the problems. They will also discuss the solution. They will submit the recommendations to management, and post approval, the solutions will be implemented. Yes, other 3 forums to capture the voice of the employees is like market feedback surveys. Again, we have leveraged our technology, and again, Chroma as a portal. There is a module called voice module. In this module, we have created a surveys which is interdependent, interdepartmental. So how HR is functioning, that the finance department will rate. How the finance is functioning, maybe the operations department. Or this survey we are launching twice a year. And majorly this in the 5 parameters we measure the scores. One is communication, responsiveness, quality, delivery, cooperation, and performance. And this is our aerostructure, or the overall MD is clearly focusing or clearly sees these scores on each and every review meeting. And as I told you initially, first 6 months, when the new employee experience covering all these confirmed employees will be part of our annual engagement survey. So in the last discussions, panelists has rightly said employer branding is very much important. What we feel is a true employee brander is the person who is leaving the organization. If we treat them very well, they will take care of our advertisement or marketing or branding. So with this, we have also incorporated exit interview in the Chroma, and we have mandated at few levels. And apart from this, we also, our BHRs or HRBPs will also connect with the employees to take the inputs. I'm very proud to say 95% of employees who are leaving Tata Advanced Systems are recommending our company as a great place to work. So we are taking these many initiatives under to establish ourselves as an organization. What we wanted to hear? We wanted to hear from the employee, especially in these 4 areas, like basic needs as an employee, what I get, individual contribution, what I do give, as a team, do I belong, and as a growth, how do I grow in this organization. So we wanted to hear from each and every employee in these 4 segments throughout employee life cycle, even at the separation stage also. So we are leveraging technology, and wherever manual interventions are required, our BHRs or HRBPs connecting and putting together all the feedback. We are taking necessary actions in the system and making our company as a great place to work. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Souvik. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Gopi. Really appreciate the viewpoints. Can you move to Prasanna now? Prasanna, over to you. Prasanna, yeah.
Very good afternoon to everyone present here. Our appreciation to TCS CHROMA team for initiating this wonderful initiative. And thank you for Ulka and Sobi. And thank you for the opportunity given to me to present our best practices. So, who we are? We are Delphi TVS, manufacturing diesel fuel injection equipment, and we are joint venture with Finia USA. And we are in the field of 35 years of excellence. And we have 2 manufacturing units in Chennai and 1 engineering tech center. Then so far we have manufactured 5 million MFI systems and 3 million CR systems. In our company, we have 4,000 employees. 1,000 employees are permanent and 3,000 employees are trainees. So today, I'm going to talk about the employee engagement events in our company. You may think employee engagement event in all companies, they are doing it. So what is it different Delphi TVS is doing? That is what we are going to see in the subsequent slide. And this is not only a event management, we strongly believe that employee engagement event is a culture building program. So through which we are initiating inclusion and we are inculcating the sense of gratitude among our employees and sense of care we showcase and sense of support we extend to our employees, sense of appreciation and sense of accomplishment, then finally the sense of pride we are generating with the employees.
Sorry to interrupt. I think your slides are not visible.
Slides are not visible.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Now?
It's coming up now. Thank you.
Sorry. So this is what I was talking about: sense of gratitude, sense of care, and sense of support, and sense of appreciation, accomplishment, and sense of pride. So now we are going to talk about the sense of gratitude. Whenever we are conducting any employee engagement event, we must have a focus group. So this is a focus group, and there we must connect with the larger purpose. So the purpose is there. And what are the events we are doing, we need to connect with the focus group and the purpose. So if you take country, we increase the patriotism and respect and gratitude to freedom fighters, being a responsible citizen. So we are celebrating Republic Day and Independence Day. And for the company, the purpose, aligning to the organizational objective and customer-centric approach, revisiting the values of organization. So for which we are conducting an event of annual communication meeting to the employee by the senior leadership team and try put to our TVS founder. We are revisiting his values. And for employees and their family, why I have mentioned employees and their family. Family is the extended group of our employee. So we have mentioned employees and family. So here, point way for the new generation and employees and family well-being and respecting and honoring the teachers' fraternity. Then blessings from the divine source, promoting equity and inclusion, honoring the roots of the company and sense of fulfillment, for which we are conducting. These are all the events: GET inauguration, Teachers Day, Ayuda Puja, and employee family visit. Then Children's Day, Women's Day, and Long Service Award and retirement farewells. So now we are focusing on the sense of gratitude, which is the very foundation for all human being. So here in Tamil, there is a saying called Mata Pita Guru Devam. So we are connecting our GET inauguration with the Mata Pita. Why? Because GET, the graduate engineer trainees, that is their first employment. This is a very good transition moment for them in their life because they are moving from college to corporate. So and they are from the students to a responsible person they are becoming, and as a student they will become a earning person. So this is a very wonderful transition moment in their life. So far, who has been supported them and who has been take care of them and who has given a life to them is their Mata and Pita. So they need to witness that wonderful transition. So that is why we are calling their parents in the GET inauguration day, and they need to cherish that moment. So that is why we are conducting this GET inauguration. And another one is the one more person who is contributed in our employees' life in shaping their behavior, skills, and knowledge and everything. It's their guru. So we honor them on behalf of our employee. So we are celebrating the Teachers' Day, which is one of the unique event we are doing in our company. And the next one is God, which we may not think as a religious one. And in Tamil, there is another saying called Seyyum Tolile Deivam. So what we do as a work, that is, we need to worship. So work is worship. So we are celebrating the Ayudha Puja celebration. So that is what I have mentioned it here. So we'll see what we probably all the companies may do this, but how part is make the difference with the companies. So how we are doing it, that I just want to elaborate with you. So the sense of gratitude, this is a very essential gratitude attitude we wanted to inculcate among our employees. So that is the scarcity in the young generation also. So we wanted to inculcate that gratitude attitude. So first they need to be very grateful to their parents. So Mata Pita. So we are we are giving a very grand opening for all GETs by their seniors. So they are coming as a GET. So the senior batch of GETs is giving a welcome to the new batch of GETs. So that is a one kind of new approach. And our senior leadership team is giving a warm welcome to the new and young energetic employees. So here, the person who is sitting both the sides, they joined as a GET and they have rose up to the CTO level, Chief Technology Officer. The other person is a plant manager, operations head. So that itself is a demonstration. So the other one, the group of our GETs and their parents, they are cherishing the moment. So that we wanted to capture because it is a very everlasting sweet memories. And this is a moment the employee's parents are giving a feedback saying that they are giving their children in a safe hand. So that is a feedback they have given. If you look at their face, they are happy and they are comfortable moving away from the children. So this is one thing. The other one, just a minute. Does it move to the next slide?
Not yet, Prasanna. Yeah, not yet.
Just a minute.
It is moved now.
Yeah, it's a sense of gratitude to the Guru. So this is one of the very unique event which we celebrate in our company for the past 20 plus years. So one of the eminent speaker we will call upon, and they will give a lot of input to the teacher fraternity because we find the teacher fraternity is building the nation. So we wanted to give them a good input. And this is our senior leadership team commitment in participating all the events. And this is our employees' feedback and experience they are sharing with their teachers. So this is a wonderful moment we wanted to capture. All the teachers has been felicitated on behalf of our employees. And the next one is work is worship. So this is a paying respect and being very grateful to the thing. So we are day to day we are doing a lot of work, and the tools and techniques which we use is that we need to be grateful. So we are paying respect to that on the Ayudha Puja celebration. So that is what the thing. And this is our leadership commitment on the event. So our executive director and all leadership team, CFO, COO, and plant head, president, everybody is there. And this is a commitment from our employees. Why I have showing is this. This is on the holiday. All the employees are gathered and giving a respect to the work. So that is the work is worship. So that I want to emphasize here. And the next is very important for all of us. Family is everything. So without family support, we cannot work very easily. So we celebrate. And earlier also I have mentioned family is our extended employee. So we are celebrating employees' family visit, and the employees' future is their children. So we are celebrating their Children's Day also. So what we do on that day, I'll just tell you. So this is the title we fix it for that family visit. Verum Vidugalum. How we can say in English is it's branches and roots. So employees are our roots to stand ourselves as a company, and their family members are their roots, employees' root to stand there as a employee. So this is called a translation Verum Vidugalum. So we are celebrating their employees, and our senior leadership team is giving a warm welcome to the family when they are visiting the company. And in our company, we have a Balaganavati temple, so we are giving divine blessings to the family. Then we do tree sampling, and we have a fun play for the children, those who are coming. And this is a gratitude they are showcasing. The employees showing their gratitude to their family members. And this is one of the unique thing. Whenever we are leaving from the home, obviously our home members will say that you have to take care of yourself. So please take care. So the safety mindset they are inculcating. So in our everyone's life, the safety is very important. So to ensure them, their son or daughter, those who are working in our plant, they are committing in a safe transportation, and they are working in a safe work environment. To exhibit them, we bring them to the factory visit, and we will ensure all safety measures has been ensured. And at the same time, in an employee perspective, employee will think their family member how they will be safety in the home. So we are giving a domestic safety awareness to their family members, how they have to be safe in the home. So they are taking a safety pledge. And after COVID, everyone would have been realized how health is very important. So in Tamil, there is a saying called "Noyatra valve kuraivatta selvam." If who is a rich person who is being very healthy. So our company doctor is giving a healthy lecture on the different organ systems like heart, how it's functioning, and lung, how it's functioning, and respiratory system, and the digestive system. Everything he will explain. And this is a Thanksgiving by the manager to the employee. And this is a togetherness, always cherishing moment. And one more thing is Children's Day, which I very close to me because here the children's we split into two category. One is 4 to 9 years category, and the other one is 10 to 18 years category. So the 10 to 18 years category as a grown-up children. So our company president is taking a 3-year session on dealing with self and working with others. So on this aspect, our company president is taking a session to the growing child. So because they are the future of India, so they will build a strong nation. So because of which we wanted to cultivate um, good things and ideas. That's why our company president is sharing the thing. And the other one, Children's Day, the 4 to 9 years, they are exhibiting their talents and they are having a fun moment over there. So then for the kids, we are giving a memento. And this is a everlasting memory, sweet memory with our family members, extended employees. So outcome, so it is more about the culture. So culture will not bring the immediate result. So it is a long way to go. So if you take two side of it, one is the stability in service, you can say retention. So we have 30 plus years of employees, 16 numbers, and 20 plus years of employees, 43, and 10 plus years of employees, 290 employees. And in the last year, the continuous improvement, the suggestions we received in one plant is 1,800, and we have benefited a lot out of it. And our employees is participating in the external competitions. So and won the award of 18 numbers. So that's what. Thank you so much. Thanks for patiently hearing our best practices. Thank you, Shubham.
I really appreciate Prasanna. Thank you very much. And my sincere thanks to all the presenters who participated today and shared their wonderful journey. In ancient times, gurus used to transfer their learnings to disciples through verbal mode. And in today's world, there are several modes available, and nothing is better than heading out from the real life experience in putting the learning in practice. So that's what we did today. And thanks again and have a great day. Over to you, Ulkar.
I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our speakers for such informative and engaging presentations. I'm sure our participants have gathered new insights, and our HR partners who have joined will be eager to apply these takeaways from your presentations in their organizations. Let us keep the momentum going as we transition to get insights and be informed. We'll explore CHROMA's transformative journey ahead. In the session, CHROMA Beyond the Spectrum. I now pass the baton to the incredibly dedicated and passionate Mr. Trilok Reddy, Product Head of CHROMA. With over 2 decades of invaluable experience in the IT industry and HR consulting, he has been a cornerstone in embedding HR best practices and shaping CHROMA to the esteemed position it holds today. Over to you, Trilok.
Thank you, Ulka, and for the kind introduction, and good afternoon, everyone in this session for dialing in. In the next 4 to 5 minutes, I'll try to walk you through what you can expect from CHROMA in the coming year. I think in the interest of time, I'll try to be a little fast and short, if possible, to give a glimpse of things to come. To start with, I think we all agree generative AI is here to stay, as discussed in the earlier panel discussions as well. With the rapid evolution of generative AI in the past 1 to 2 years, we are dwelling into the fascinating world of Gen AI in each and every field which it has been touching. Now, revolutionizing the way we approach the various tasks such as content creation, design, or even decision making across the various industries, including HR. As discussed earlier in the panel discussions in the realm of with regards to the realm of human resources, Gen AI has had a profound impact on recruitment, employee trainings, channel management. So at CHROMA, we are releasing our first set of user assistance-based use cases embedded into the CHROMA processes or functionalities itself in the coming month. There are about 9 use cases we are releasing in the coming months, ranging from job description creation, survey creations, learning assessment creations, interview questions, assessing the candidate for the fitment of the candidate to the job descriptions JDs provided, and so on. Okay, now these use cases definitely would help in streamlining the candidate screening process in one way, and also create personalized content required by any individual or the organization for their various process, as I mentioned, surveys or learning assessments and all. Hence, Gen AI will prove to be a valuable asset depending on how you want to use it in your processes in a day-to-day life for your HR and for your employees. We'll also be extending this generative AI to enable Gen AI-based chatbot in the coming year, which would help in employees able to ask questions to the chatbot FAQs or policy-related questions, as well as extending the generative AI for areas like document parsing, for example, resume parsing or job description parsing, to create the document into pre-fill the fields available on the screen so that you can create profiles faster. You can create job descriptions faster based on the available documents in the system. In the future, we'll also be moving or enabling to initiate HR transactions on behalf of employees or provide status updates based on simple or natural language based inputs which employee can type in or speak of. So get ready to be inspired by the incredible potential which generative AI will offer and its transformative impact on the future of HR in the coming year as part of our releases in the next financial year as such. Now, moving on to the other areas to enable organizations to validate, for example, the credentials of the candidates which they have or which they receive. So in that regards, we'll also be releasing ID validation features related to Aadhaar validation, Aadhaar number validation based on OTP-based confirmations and all. We'll also be addressing the PAN number validations and bank number validations, and also it can be extended to other validation required areas as well, PAN to Aadhaar linkages and all other areas which will be releasing in the next year, coming year itself. Now, these features will ensure that the candidate available to any organization on CHROMA platform is authentic and legitimate based on the validation of the document which is been issued by the Government of India. We'll also be enabling rewards redemptions integration as well in the coming year, wherein CHROMA will be able to provide features wherein employees can collect points based on rewards or based on certain activities which they can do, which are useful to others. For example, if I write a blog, I can get certain amount of points. Now, these points could be redeemed as gift cards from various other platforms like, say, Amazon gift card or Flipkart gift card or any other gifts which are available on our partner channel portal. Okay, this will help in increasing the employee motivation and engagement and leading to employee feeling appreciated and satisfied. Moving on to the other areas of enabling, employee engagement, CHROMA will be releasing the WhatsApp integration feature in the coming quarter. We can expect that in a quarter or two, which would help in providing organizational updates to all your employees. For example, you could send a message on WhatsApp to all your employees saying you have to close the appraisal cycle by 15th of March. Okay. Not only that, we can also enable it to provide status updates of the employee-specific transaction. For example, I apply for a leave, the status, it goes to my manager. My manager can approve that directly on the WhatsApp itself, and I, as an employee, can get to know. I'll get a message on my WhatsApp saying my leave has been approved or rejected. Same thing can be done for the claims as well. So there are various use cases which will be enabled apart from the broadcasting and the initiating transaction on the WhatsApp itself, wherein I can apply for leave or apply for a claim from the WhatsApp itself. So these are the features which you can look forward to, or the employees can look forward to using the CHROMA platform by utilizing these services on their fingertips using WhatsApp itself. Moving on to the technical updates which you can expect in CHROMA in the coming year, which will transform the user experience. As you're aware, CHROMA provides standard CAN reports or standard dashboards for each and every module it has. Now, to enable customers with HR analytics, we will be providing Data Mart as a feature which can which will allow basically all the employee-specific data in the CHROMA to be consumed by our customers either through files or through APIs. Okay, and prepare the dashboards on their own at their end. We'll also be looking at features for enabling end user report creation on the fly within CHROMA next year. Okay. Now, moving forward, we're also taking steps to firstly enhance security of our APIs by providing or basically strengthening and upgrading our AWS gateway to make sure that the APIs which we either which are actually used by our customers or which we consume are completely secure and all the security aspects are taken care of. Secondly, we'll also be enhancing our API support in CHROMA to support modular nature of our offering, that thus allowing customers to pick and choose any module they want on top of whatever they already have, and be able to integrate with their own core HR and core employee and organization data, or any other application which you might be using internally to be integrated with the Chroma through APIs. Moving on, as well as you're aware, Chroma was conceptualized and built over the last 9 years as such or so. Okay, the user interface predominantly has remained largely the same over the last few years back. We initially started with Java, then we moved on to Angular, and then so as we see, I think the earlier panelist has also talked about the various generations of people, Gen Z and other people coming to picture. With this, the user interface and the user experience has increasingly become an important part of based on this changing business scenarios and the users who have been using it. Hence, the ability to access the desired feature quickly and process the transaction while on the move is no longer dependent on my mobile or my internet speed, but it's largely dependent on the good UI UX design one might have. So hence, Chroma is taking step to revamp its complete UI and UX in this coming year. Hence, do look forward to see Chroma in a new avatar in the coming year, or maybe later part of the coming year, wherein Chroma will be back with a new avatar in a new look form. Now, moving on to enabling or empowering our customers or organizations to adapt to changes with features wherein customers can themselves do module-specific changes or configuration on their own. We are strengthening the manage it yourself feature within Chroma to enable all configurations, data uploads, template changes, everything either can be done to the front end or through mass uploads, which would be accessible to your administrator, and they can change on the fly. This would allow the organizations to change the configurations as they want and when they want, without any dependency on TCS CHROMA team as such. Finally, moving to the final section. As you're aware, Chroma has been predominantly India-centric, catering to organizations, employees, and external candidates and third-party accesses within India itself so far. Now, we'll be extending our solution to contingent workforce management as well going forward in the coming year. As we all know, contingent workforce management is a multifaceted process involving several key stages to ensure non-permanent workers effective and compliant engagement has to be done as part of the process. So it would enable the organization to tap into a flexible talent pool, optimize their costs, and meet dynamic business needs while ensuring compliance to the Chroma platform. And moving on to the last topic, but not the least, to support our customers' business presence and expansion into Middle Eastern market, we'll be working on extending Chroma application support for UAE and Moroccan markets. This should help our customers to manage their workforce while ensuring all the compliance are taken care of by Chroma itself. I think that's all from my end. I hope I have been able to provide a view of Chroma's product transformative journey ahead, and you all can stay tuned and look forward to it. That's all from my end. Thank you for your time and your patience. Back to you, Ulka.
Sounds like interesting times are ahead for Chroma. Fantastic presentations, Rilo. Thank you for walking us through Chroma's vision and sharing your valuable insights. We are now moving on to an insightful session on ethics in AI-driven recruitment, one of the most critical aspects of modern recruitment. In today's rapidly evolving technological landscape, AI is transforming the way organizations approach hiring. While AI offers numerous benefits, it also raises critical ethical questions. Our eminent speaker will elucidate the ethical complexities that accompany the integration of AI in recruitment, offering a nuanced perspective on how organizations can navigate this terrain with integrity and responsibility. It is our honor to welcome Ms. Shantini Datta, CHRO at Bajaj Housing Finance Limited. Ms. Shantini has over 18 years of experience across prominent organizations like Kotak Mahindra Bank, Vodafone Idea Limited, GE Capital, and Walmart. Her expertise spans human resources and organizational development with a focus on talent acquisition, employee engagement, and retention across financial services, telecom, and retail sectors. She is also an accredited associate certified coach through the International Coaching Federation and is sure to bring valuable insights into ethical AI practices in hiring. Moderating this discussion is Ms. Brinda Sethi, Delivery Head of TCS CHROMA. With over 15 years of dynamic career, Brinda has expertise in product management, pre-sales, and end-to-end project delivery for global clients. Welcome, Ms. Shantini and Ms. Brinda. Over to you, Brinda.
Thank you, Ulka. Welcome, Shantini, and thanks for joining us in the 5th edition of CHROMA InnerCircle. In this rapidly evolving world of work, AI is transforming every aspect of HR, including recruitment. While AI offers incredible potential for efficiency and objectivity, it also raises critical ethical considerations. I know our audience is eager to hear from Shantini, so let's get started with our first question. So Shantini, can you please provide a brief overview of how AI is currently transforming the recruitment process?
Sure. Hi, Brinda, and hi, all the listeners. Very good evening to everyone. I think one of the most exciting trends and application of AI in the HR domain is around hiring. So the way hiring has always been done, and it's being done for decades now, where you start with a requisition of a job, then you create a JD, you reach out to different channels from where you get your talent pool, and you go through the entire process, and it's a cycle. Systems have come in place. I think in the last couple of decades, there are systems like ATSs, which are applicant tracking systems, have been in place. What has been game changing now is we have AI-driven ATSs. Now, what that means essentially is a very manual process which has huge human interface, coordination that is required between multiple parties, is now very streamlined. Now, let me explain how that is happening. So to begin with, right, and any of my HR colleagues who are sitting here will tell you that writing a JD itself is a very painful process, right? Now, an AI-driven ATS, right from the start of the hiring process, which is where you start with that document, which is called a JD, can be fully automated, right? And it can write far better. Right, all of us who've used ChatGPT knows that generative AI, creates better content, which is, grammatically correct, sourced from multiple places, and therefore much richer content than what an individual recruiter can create. And hence, the start point itself, you're automating it. From there on, the real power of AI is unleashed, right? So when you post a particular job, you can have a flood of applicants. Now, how do you screen? All this while humans have been screening it, right? Obviously, there were ATSs which had some algorithms in the background. There were CV parsing that was being done, etc. But it has become very powerful now with far more sophisticated algorithms that you can write via AI to be able to do the screening of CVs and therefore get a much valuable, much contextual talent pool from which to then proceed ahead. So the narrowing of the funnel has become much simpler, much easier. Thereafter, the entire process of doing, seeing a fitment, the whole recruitment process is essentially doing predictive hiring, right? What you're trying to say is that here is a candidate, or here are 10 candidates, who is the most likely to succeed in the role, right? So humans are predicting it today. What I sense and what is already happening via AI is you can create, again, very sophisticated ways of predicting the success of a candidate basis various features of the person's profile, right? And those could be the candidate's resume, his past experience, the kind of companies a person has worked for, psychometric tests that you can do, cognitive tests that you can do, etc. So a whole lot of it's a battery of information which can now be sifted through a predictive hiring model for you to figure out who is your best candidate, and then you can do rank your candidates. The entire process, therefore, is very smooth, very streamlined. Post, you've decided who is your talent pool, the journey thereafter, right? In terms of how do you engage with that candidate, how do you set up interviews, all of that today is completely manual, right? In fact, even the most sophisticated ATSs also are not able to do it. But AI-enabled ATSs are able to create very strong engagement or candidate journey from the screening to, say, the offer stage. So I think hiring itself is going to get transformed in ways that we are not even able to kind of visualize at this point. So I'm personally very excited about the change that is happening in this space, Prita.
Great, great. That's a fascinating insight. It actually ties into another key aspect of this discussion. Let's explore that further. So how do you think that organizations can ensure that the use of AI in hiring is fair and unbiased?
There is always this, this doubt that all of us have about AI usage and not thoughtfully designed AI leading to biased outcomes. Now, my views are conflicted on this. There is enough and more data for us to say that, yes, indeed, if you're not continuously auditing your system, auditing the data that is there, the historical data that's there in the system, if you're not doing what kind of type 2 errors is the system throwing up, then yes, there is a chance. Yes, there is a very high chance and probability of bias creeping in. Right. So I'll give you a mind-boggling statistics about AI. Right. And this was accidentally discovered. So the same prompt that you give to an AI system in summers and the same prompt that you do in winter elicits very different answers.
Wow.
Right? And no points for guessing. The answer that you get in summer is much longer, much richer, much contextual than what you get in winter. So what scientists discovered is that AI replicates human behavior to that extent. Right, we humans kind of hibernate a bit in winter and we slow down compared to some. So I think AI is a reflection of what we are putting in as humans, right? The only way to make it fair is to ensure that you're continuously auditing, you're continuously checking for errors that the system can throw up, and you cannot remove human oversight. There can be nothing called green channel hiring or zero touch hiring. Right, there has to be at any level, irrespective of you doing mass hiring on frontline or you're doing it at any level of the organization, there has to be human judgment coming in at the right stage.
Right. Wow. So that's a great point. And since we are talking about unbiased hiring, it naturally leads us to another important issue, which is AI can definitely streamline recruitment, but where should we draw the line between automation and human intervention?
So automation is great wherever the human intervention is more about coordination, more about just sifting through a large amount of data to look for patterns. That is where AI is very useful and far productive than any human can be. Those are the places where you use it. Where we should draw a line, as I just mentioned earlier, you cannot create a green channel hiring process where only AI is deciding on the final candidate. It cannot happen, right? Now, obviously, you can create predictive hiring models which will tell you what is the likely success of a potential candidate, etc. But that has to be validated by an interviewer. At what stage you come in can be something that is determined by the organization basis, at what level they are hiring at, right? So I think it's not, it's not a line that you are drawing out in stone. Neither can it be a boundary or a line that you're drawing in sand.
Right.
It will be continuously shifting. There is no doubt about it. As you keep evolving, as you make things far and more sophisticated, you will be moving the line further and further. But my sense is it will not go away. My sense is you will always have a human being taking the final call.
Great. That's a great point. So now that we have a solid understanding of ethical AI in recruitment, let's understand, how do you envision the future of AI in recruitment, particularly in terms of addressing ethical concerns and ensuring a fair and inclusive hiring process?
Well, I think what AI allows you to do, irrespective of whether it is hiring or employee engagement or learning, is for you to have custom journeys. You can have a journey which is built for that individual for a certain specific role, right? And I think because our economy is now shifting, where job supply is higher and demand from skilled resources is much lower, the entire candidate engagement and experience will become key to who is able to hire the better guy. Obviously, things like the brand, the employer value proposition, the role, etc., everything has a role to play. But AI can bring in amazing candidate engagement, which can be custom built for that individual. Right? You can create gamified hiring journeys. All this while we've only been talking about gamified learning, right? And we know that gamified learning, which appeals to the, the child in you is, gives amazing results. Why not in hiring? Right. Your ability to reach to a very large candidate pool, right? And sift through it, which today perhaps is not possible because a lot of it is manual. Right, and therefore you're not able to tap into certain pools simply because it doesn't make cost sense to do so. But you can use AI to do it. Right, you can look into adjacencies of skill sets. Today, when you're looking for a certain leadership role, for example, you're only going to that industry, that kind of a person who's done a similar role. But nothing stops you from increasing the size of the funnel if you could in a very cost effective way, which is what AI will allow you to do. So I think cost effectiveness, the ability to create custom journeys, the ability to gamify, and perhaps even make hiring an entertaining journey for both the candidate and the recruiter, and everything else that we spoke about earlier, right? Which is the entire manual drudgery, right? The heavy lifting that is hiring can completely go away with smart use of AI. So that's where I feel the future of AI in recruitment is.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Shantini, for this enlightening perspective. Unfortunately, we are running out of time, but this has been a fantastic discussion. So to summarize, it is clear that while AI offers immense potential for improving the recruitment process, it also requires careful consideration of ethical implications. Organizations must prioritize fairness, transparency, and data security to ensure responsible use of AI. Thank you, Shantini. Thank you once again. Over to you, Ulka.
Most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shantini and Ms. Brinda, for illuminating the crucial topic of ethics in AI-driven recruitment. Let us prudently embrace AI as a catalyst for progress while remaining vigilant about the ethical challenges it presents and ensuring responsible use of AI. We now move on to our masterclass this evening on wellness as a key strategy for shaping tomorrow's workforce. As we navigate the complex and demanding work environment, the health and well-being of employees have become critical drivers of organizational success. Today's masterclass will delve into the ways wellness programs can enhance employee engagement, reduce burnout, and create a supportive and thriving workplace. Through today's masterclass, we will attempt to gain actionable tools to implement wellness initiatives that will shape a happier, healthier, and a more productive workforce for the future. Before we delve into this masterclass, here's a brief introduction to Ms. Poonam Bharti, our convener today. Ms. Poonam is an Executive Director and CHRO at Shriram Pistons and Rings Limited. She is a stellar HR professional with more than 25 years of experience in strategic HR and operations. She has also built her presence in multiple industries while serving at multiple organizations such as Wenberry Limited, McCormick and Company, and Sun Pharmaceutical, amongst others. Ms. Poonam is also an alumni of Tata Institute of Social Sciences with a degree in MA Human Resources. Additionally, Ms. Poonam is a transformation coach. She offers discourse in Bhagavad Gita and is also a lifestyle and wellness coach certified by Harvard Medical School. Join me in welcoming Ms. Poonam Bharti. Over to you, Ms. Poonam. Yeah, Ms. Poonam, we are able to.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very privileged to join this August gathering of HR professionals and people from, great institutions in their own being. I think starting from the first session to this one has been highly informative. I'm going to take a bit of a departure from what we've been doing, and if you don't mind, I would like to give you a loving invitation to just relax and just do 1 or 2 deep breathing exercises with me before we get on to the session. Yeah, that's going to get us into the spirit of what we plan to do here today. So screens are already closed. If I can just request all of you to gently close your eyes and just take a deep breath. I know we are running a bit this thing. I'll try and keep the session brief, but just leave a couple of tips and tricks with you guys and whatever experience I've gathered. Can I invite all of you to bring your attention to the present moment? Take a deep breath through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Take a deep breath through your nose. Please give me one more deep breath. Breathe in through your nose. And one more deep breath through your nose. One last deep breath through your nose with your eyes gently closed. Take a deep breath. Hold for 1 or 2 seconds. Just relax and exhale. Let's all slow down. Just relax, feel the stress in your shoulders. Just rotate and just stretch your shoulders a bit. You've been listening, talking for a very long time. Just relax. Just relax and take a few easy breaths. Just welcome to this beautiful space that this team has created for us. To learn and interact. Just relax and feel the stress moving away from you. Everybody who's waiting, who has been waiting, who has been speaking and moderating, just take a deep breath and relax. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it's only appropriate to open the session by, as I said, sharing my gratitude towards TCS and team. My interest in this area actually happened around COVID. Like COVID was a big transformation for many of us. So for me as well, this happened during the COVID time when I realized that there's so much of stress in our life, in our day-to-day life. Life is unpredictable eventually. And how do we all learn to stay in the present moment, all of us? That is something which actually, and the couple of happenings in and around during COVID, a lot of people who were apparently very young, very fit, very so-called very stable. We used to hear overnight about news about them, passing over. Also, I've been observing that, at a certain point in time, we all believed that fitness is equal to health, is equal to wellness, is equal to holistic well-being. But unfortunately, being physically fit is only one part of our wellness. And I think more and more the shift is towards holistic well-being. So despite the fact that this is not my core area of expertise, it wasn't unless I recently started investing a lot of time studying it and got myself certified. It was more about coaching and transformation and change. And as a HR professional for now almost about 30 years, I was always looking at how do we actually bring about sustainable changes in behavior and lifestyles of people, so that while everybody has a lot of information, people are not able to incorporate. Couple of news that I heard about people committing suicide, people who are extremely physically fit, very well to do, yet taking their own lives with their own hands. People who are extremely healthy, but at 40 running on the treadmill just collapsing, or having nervous breakdowns and meltdowns. The spike in divorce rates, the stress levels actually skyrocketing. Actually, all tell us that somehow lifestyle and well-being is considered, it's to be considered as a whole, not really in part. So it doesn't matter whether you have six-pack abs or not. You can't essentially be called healthy or happy till the time there are other aspects of your life which are equally balanced. Having said that, I'd like to also introduce you to this concept called lifestyle medicine. Till this time that I actually went into this formally, I did not really realize that lifestyle medicine was actually a branch in itself. There is actually a serious branch which is committed to preventive health problems or preventive diseases, which is basically a medical specialty that uses multiple tools or interventions that can actually address the chronic conditions of health, like cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes and obesity. And while the lifestyle medicine certified clinicians, the doctors, they actually tell the patient, I think what was really wanting in that fraternity was how to actually make sure that once a patient actually goes out of the clinic, they actually follow the advice which has been provided by the doctors or their caregivers. And as all of us struggle with a high-paced, high-stress life, with a lot of exposure to pollutants and a lot of stress at work, stress in relationship with the changing social norms, how do we actually cope with it on a sustainable basis? So what I also discovered through this process was that actually health, as we call it, the holistic health, it is actually, there are 6 parameters. The first 3 are the pillars which you are already probably even very well aware of, and that will sound like kindergarten stuff actually being shared with you. Something like, who doesn't know in this group that exercise is important, nutrition is important, and so is sleep. But the 3 other areas, the 3 very critical pillars, which are also very crucial for holistic well-being and having a great lifestyle, is also stress resilience, the ability to resist and to bear stress, because stress is an inevitable part of our life. Positive social connections and avoidance of risky substances. So together, all of these form the 6 important pillars of lifestyle medicine. A lot of doctors in Harvard Medical School have actually researched. Basically, the foundational course was the first person who actually initiated this course was Dr. Beth Freites, and she was the person who was teaching this course. But now it has gained so much of popularity, and all over the world, people are now understanding the concept of holistic well-being and introducing that, whether it is their own personal life for themselves, their families, or even at workplace for their employees. And mostly if you look around, the people who've actually been sustainably successful in their careers or their lives are the ones who actually balance all these 6 pillars in their lives. It's not just only about the exercise, but all the other pillars which are also supposed to be in balance. And interestingly, there's also an interlinkage between all of them. So this is something which I will, teaching or sharing all of this in a 20 minutes, 30 minutes time is actually drinking from the fire hose. It's like comparable to that. But I will touch upon briefly on each of these areas, and I will leave my coordinates behind. So in case somebody is interested to learn more about it, you're more than welcome. We can connect, and I'll be more than happy to share it. My purpose of doing this course and understanding and learning it more formally was to be able to offer it as a service to all the people who I can reach out to. In addition to the spiritual practice that I was doing, and I was teaching Bhagavad Gita to multiple batches now, I also felt that there is a need or a requirement to get a little bit ahead and also talk about holistic well-being. Otherwise, spirituality only takes care of only one aspect. What's the first pillar? The first pillar is exercise, and you'll probably laugh and say, well, everybody knows about it. What does exercise do? A lot of people believe that exercise is a tool for losing weight or to remain fit, but there are many other aspects which we actually derive. So there is a medical model which I'll share with you, which is on the screen right now, and there is a wellness model. Okay, the medical model says whenever you go to your doctor, he'll say take a brisk walk. It will actually help you to become more fitter. It will reduce blood pressure. It will control blood glucose. It will help you to prevent bone loss and many other things. But I think from a wellness perspective, if you look at exercise, any kind of exercise that you like, it will actually, for a normal average person, what it means is it will actually help you sleep much better. It will improve your endurance. It will actually give you relief from a lot of stress without realizing, because if you do an outdoor exercise, even better. And it will help you to improve your mood. And you all know why. All of you are educated enough to understand why. It also will help in boosting your energy and stamina. And it reduces tiredness that can increase your mental agility and focus. So I think from a wellness perspective, if we shift something from a medical to a wellness model, wellness is more generic in nature. It is more applicable and more acceptable to understand why is it that I should exercise. In fact, if you tell somebody what are you doing to exercise or how much exercise are you doing, people always conjure an image of a gym or a treadmill. But actually, when you look at exercise can be super diluted into something like when you ask somebody, and in a very non-judgmental fashion, and you ask them, what is it that you do for movement? That is also exercise. So moving from, that's why they say take a staircase, park your car a little bit far away. All those tips and tricks that people have been telling or reading about, and the YouTube is replete with examples of what all you can do for movement and how is it that everyone can actually stack up. For some people, measurements do make a difference. So, you keep those tab on 10,000 steps that you take on a daily basis. For some people, it is just about 10 minutes every day. Cumulative actually can lead to a much better improvement in their mood and health and sleep. So instead of making it very, very medical and very, very oriented towards giving measures such as your blood pressure and your cardiac disease improvement and all those kind of things, I think human beings are more emotional beings. So for us, if it helps us to improve our moods and helps us to kind of sleep better and reduce stress, then I think, okay, we believe in it and we tend to adhere to that plan. And of course, there is a additional benefit of weight reduction if you maintain your calorie intake. I think all of you know this already. All right. So your brain actually loves the gym or movement or exercise, whatever you may call it. So when you exercise, you all know that you have a huge impact on the brain. There's a lot of dopamine which is released, which makes you feel good. It improves your motivation, focus, and learning. The blood flow increases in the brain that allows more oxygen, more nutrients to be delivered to the brain. And exercise allows waste removal from the brain. So your focus totally increases. So these hormones, which is like dopamine, serotonin, all of them, they actually help you to relax and feel better. And obviously, when you're feeling much lighter, feeling much better, you do tend to become a happier person, and you do tend to become more calm. And as I said, everything is interlinked. So when you've exercised, and your ability to actually stay focused on your wellness regime or whatever goals of fitness that you've set for yourself will tend to increase. It doesn't have to be many hours in the gym. It doesn't have to be 2 hours or 3 hours in the gym. A very small, but consistent pattern of exercise itself is also very helpful. So there is evidence, and these are all research-based data. Of course, we have very little time, but I'll just try and capture the essence of each of the pillars for you. So how much of activity do you need? Well, you need at least, if you start with just about 5 minutes every day, and which person is so busy that they cannot take away 5 to 10 minutes from their busy schedule to take a walk, even if it's a movement. As I said, getting up from your seat, walking up to get a glass of water, or at least having a 5-minute walk in and around the office, because the office spaces are like that. I'm sure there's a staircase or a stairwell where you can go for some time, walk up and down, or just walk over to a colleague's desk. Everything is stacking up for you. You don't have to do a workout. For those of us who are actually traveling, commuting, the ones who are actually, they have their young family whom they are raising, it is very difficult for them to sometimes mentally give away 2 hours or 1.5 hours in the gym, right? But everybody can manage 5 to 10 minutes. So everything stacks up. What is the guideline? The medical guideline. While people would like to do 1.5 hours and promote 2 hours of gymming and all of that, I think 150 hours at least, if you do, is good enough. It all just adds up. Little bit has to be, we have to start with a little bit, and as the stamina builds up, you can move up the activity a little bit more and do a combination of strength and cardio. I think all of you know that, right? So this is something which is the recommendation by the Harvard Medical School and also the American Medical Association. All right, so let's, I'm just going to move this to the next one. This is something which was an eye-opener, and maybe some of you already know about it. But for those of us who don't know, I think what happens through muscle activity is much more than losing weight or burning calories. What it does is leads to a release of irisin and BDNF, which is basically brain-derived neurotrophic factor. If you look at this diagram, what it actually tells you is that when you move your muscles, and irisin is released, it actually has multiple impacts. It has impact on your muscle because it improves the glucose uptake, which means you burn the calories. Whatever you eat and you actually burn. It improves your lipid metabolism, your gluconeogenesis, etc. All these terms, don't get confused. What it basically means is it starts burning calories and it helps the muscles to grow and become strengthened. In terms of your adipose tissue, your white adipose tissues get converted into brown. You'll have to look up the Google. I don't have enough time to explain this, but the point is that it actually helps to improve your health, and your cholesterol levels certainly improve. It helps for the pancreas. Pancreas is the place which is the organ in the body which actually helps to release insulin. Your bone health improves, your brain health improves, and when you actually have irisin getting released, it improves your appetite regulation, and it helps to improve the cell survival, which means that all the brain degenerative diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's actually get stopped by merely exercising for 10 to 15 minutes a day, right? And it is medically proved. All of this is supported through medical research and evidence and studies which they have done in different cohorts. So liver health also improves, and therefore you can feel much more healthy. Let's look at pillar 2. Pillar 2 is nutrition. You all will say blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows nutrition is important. But as I said, I'm committed to sharing the full story with you. So nutrition is an integral part of it. All of you know that you need to eat more proteins, regulate your carbohydrate intake, if not eliminate it. Elimination is not something which is recommended. A balanced diet is something which is obviously promoted. Nowadays, everybody is talking about the intermittent fasting. People are talking about all kind of fast, the detoxes and what have you. The keto diet, I'm not going to recommend. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not an expert in this area, but I can only tell you that holistic, well-balanced, healthy nutrition is key to your overall lifestyle and holistic well-being, because food is something which is supposed to be nourishing your body. The other day I was listening to what is Samyak Ahar. So in Buddhism, it is said that there is something called Samyak Ahar. And what is Samyak Ahar? If you eat too much, then the food eats you. If you eat in the right quantity, then the food nourishes you. So they say, like you heard many a time you must have heard many sayings. It says, like you heard that, food should be our medicine and medicine should be the food or whatever. You've heard that one should not eat too much, because if you eat too much and your belly is overfull, then all the energy and the focus gets directed towards your digesting your food. So the food is not nourishing enough. It should be, as it should be easy to digest. It should not be extremely heavy, and it should, nourish your body, and it should have. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita itself, there is a whole chapter which talks about what kind of nourishment and what kind of food should be eaten. So there's sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic bhojan. And what is it? Eating what will actually help you to gain more vigor, more vitality, and more energy, and something which is very good for you. So that is something that we have to kind of focus on. And I think this is one area which everybody knows about these days. My only biggest realization is that while everybody knows about it, very few people follow. So one of the reasons why I registered for this course is that for many years, even I struggled with, weight issues. And I was just thinking that while I have all the information, I know about how will I, information overload. Everybody has. In WhatsApp, they will tell you what all to have on an empty stomach. So half the time you'll be confused whether you should have jeera water because Malaika is having it, whether I should have methi water, whether I should have karele ka juice and all of that. It can get mind-boggling and overwhelming, right? So the idea is that make it simple, make it something which is easy to digest, and as many times you can have as early as you can eat in the evening, it is better. So you can follow, you can start in a very simple way, follow and stick to some very simple rules. And as much as you are able to, as far as possible, cook by yourself or at home or eat home cooked food, there is certainly merit in doing that rather than eating food outside, only because you don't know what ingredients are getting used. But you cannot really control that, particularly if you're going through some kind of a regime or a health condition where you really want to control your health. So it becomes very, very important. So what should a healthy eating plate look like? You all know that you need to drink adequate amount of water. 70% of the body is actually water, so you should have lots of water, as much you can have. Cumulative, basically a combination of whatever you have, a nimbu pani, or you have a plain glass of water, or you have a tea. All of that combined is your water intake. Obviously, you all know that you need to avoid too much of caffeine or tea. The idea is that, in fact, the general principle is that avoid caffeine after 3 p.m. because it kind of generally actually impacts your sleep in a negative manner. And there's a whole section on sleep, so you will understand that there is a direct impact that coffee has on that. Eating as many whole grains as you can, limited refined grains, whatever maida and all those other things that you need to avoid. Protein plays an integral part. Out of this entire one, you know about the veggies, you know about the fruits. There's nothing for me to tell you here. All that I'm trying to say is that it is important to monitor your protein intake. A lot of times people focus only on the carbohydrates and they eat less of carbohydrates. It is not just about what you take away from your diet, it's also about what are the things that you're putting into the diet. So the conscious eating, mindful eating is extremely important. And I think every mother or every father or every person over here knows that we don't have to eat in front of a device or a television. You have to be focused. It actually helps you to mindfully eat the food in front of you. Again, on the spiritual side, if you offer the food and you say a prayer to God before eating, obviously it kind of also brings in a different type of then it becomes like a prasad, and you know kind of eat mindfully and stop wastage accordingly. So that is something on the nutrition part. Fiber is extremely important. The two things that again, as I said, is what I learned is that you need to monitor is one is of course your protein intake per day, and second is your fiber. I think carbs are very easy. Carbs you can actually manage because you can identify them. But what we need to incorporate heavily into our food is fiber. So fiber, you know all about gut health and all of that. So I am not going to elaborate too much on this. But I think it is very, very important to monitor your fiber intake and actually ensure that you're getting adequate fiber intake on a daily basis, which will really, really help your gut health. And there is a direct connection now. It has been scientifically proven that there's a direct connection between your gut health and your brain health. And more on it later. Sometime when Sobek gives me 1 or 2 hours to conduct the session, I'm going to tell you more about it. All right, so suffice to say that those individuals who have lots of fruits and vegetables get a lot of fiber, roughage, vitamins and all of that, and they have almost about 20% lower risk of coronary heart disease and stroke compared to individuals who ate less than 3 servings. So fruits and vegetables are important, guys. Never forget them. And you know about the high glycemic and low glycemic. So I'm talking about the low GI fruits and low GI diets. Particularly if there is a chance, if you're a pre-diabetic or a diabetic, you have to be mindful about that. It's important to be happy. So I'm not saying completely eliminate eating outside. Once in a week is something that you can do, but try to monitor it and slowly you'll start enjoying it. You also have to love yourself and feel grateful. Otherwise, if you go on an overdrive, this is what I think Elton was talking about it in the first session when he said that people, take all kind of oaths and they, they are determined to make a whole lot of changes in the month of January at the beginning of the new year. But I think it all just falls apart after a couple of days and then people get back to their own behavior. I think lifestyle and wellness coaching is about that how do you actually help people to stay on the path and to stay consistent, actually working with their health and well-being and how to actually ensure. Sleep, extremely important, integral part of your holistic well-being. People undermine it. We mostly, all of us are falling short. While many of us go to the gym and many of us are actually also trying to eat a well-balanced, good diet, but all of us, everyone on this call, I think would be a culprit when it comes to this part. If I can safely say that to all of you, taking the liberty to say this from my personal experience, I think sleep is, we all are mostly sleep deprived. So I remember one of the classes which I'd actually got to, and somebody asked me, oh, which one of you, actually it was a residential program, and in the morning we all got together for yoga, and we were doing the centering exercise before the start of the day. And somebody asked me, how many of you had a great dream? How many of you, had dreams last night? And many hands just shot up. And he said, well, all of you have actually not slept well, because a quality sleep means that either you will not have dreams at all or you will have very little of the dreams, because sleep has multiple cycles. Again, there's a lot of science behind it. Please do look up. If you have mood issues, if you have fatigue during the day, if you yawn mid-morning, even after 11:30, unless you've kind of guzzled 1 or 2 cups of coffee or have had a lot of tea, then trust me, there is something wrong which you need to actually measure and pay attention to. So it is very, very important that you should sleep well. And of course, what is the sweet spot? The sweet spot is between 7 to 9 hours. Please don't go for all this riff-raff that people keep talking about, that 4 hours for a yogi is enough. Yeah, they are yogis, but you're coming to work every day and you also have a boss to manage. So don't fall for all that thing that, we'll get up at Brahm Muhurta at 3:30 in the morning, start meditating, but then you also have to hit the road, you have to drive, you have to also take care of your families and yourself. So it is not possible for you to wake up that early, but at least make sure that there is good sleep time hygiene which is maintained. If unfortunately, if you're sleeping only 4 to 5 hours, in a world which actually emphasizes and celebrates being extremely busy and a jet set lifestyle, all of us know that it all leads to the grave faster. Nothing else is achieved beyond that. I don't know what kind of success do we talk about, because I think more and more I'm realizing that, well, it's very, very fashionable to say I'm running late for this and I had a late night call or whatever. But even when we don't have calls, you know what we're doing? Scrolling on our phones at middle of the night. There was some research which said that today, on an average, every person, every adult is spending about 5 to 6 hours mindlessly scrolling on their phones or the devices that they have. And you all know that the blue light or the blue light exposure is something which is going to kill your melatonin, so you will not get a good sleep. It is extremely difficult to maintain, and sleep deprivation leads to not one but lots of problems. In fact, if you talk more and more to a person who's is pre-diabetic or probably even obese, and you actually have a conversation about sleep, you will find that maybe the nutrition and the exercise is very well done, very well balanced, but what the person is actually not doing enough is sleeping well. So it plays a significant role in almost every system of the body. It's like saying that a flight takes off without proper maintenance and the engineering check. You know what can happen to a flight, right? Similarly to our body, sleep is extremely, extremely important and not to be undermined. So it impacts almost every system of the body, and insufficient sleep causes tremendous amount of risks. So what happens if there's lack of sleep? There are mental health disorders. A lot of people who are cranky and they're irritated or irritable are actually because they've not really slept well. You all have gone through this problem of a jet lag, and you know what happens to us. Our cognitive functions get totally impaired because of the fact that we've actually, flown from east to west or west to east. And I know that personally I've suffered quite a bit, and I know that I was not myself for a couple of days. So imagine if you're not sleeping every day, well, what all can happen to you. So cardiovascular disease, pain, hormonal imbalances, all these are the things which are actually coming from sleep deprivation. Your mood regulation goes completely for a toss, and because of that, there is a risk of obesity. So what should you do? I think some of you would already know about it, but just bear with me. I'll just quickly kind of share this with you. So human beings sleep very well because we are ultimately, if you look at the caveman or the prehistoric time, I think what used to happen in the cave, there was a hard bed. We used to actually cover ourselves with a heavy animal skin, which somebody who had hunted for it actually got it for us. And that is how. And even today, you know that सर्दियों में सबसे अच्छी नींद आती है. उसका reason ये है that it is cold, and cold is good for you to sleep. So contrary to a lot of people who believe that the AC should not go, maybe it has to be preset. The temperature has to be cold, but you can cover yourself with a good blanket, a heavy blanket, and use a very quiet environment, quiet, dark environment to sleep, and avoid blue wavelength. You'll find lots of material on research. If you're interested in understanding about sleep hygiene, there's lots of stuff which is available on YouTube. Go ahead and look for it. You'll find a lot of stuff, but don't miss out on your sleep. The idea is you should always remember that you have to sleep very well. And most importantly, when they have done a couple of sleep studies in medical, the doctors have done some kind of studies. They have found that their volunteers who actually slept only for 4 hours ate 300 extra calories compared to those who got 9 hours of rest. So if you're very well rested, you are more prone to eat healthy and maintain a healthy body weight. Pillar number 4, stress management. Okay, extremely important and very relevant in today's times. Okay, this picture is so relatable. There is a deadline, there is a boss who's demanding some kind of work, there are bills to pay, there are so many things which are actually constantly creating pressure. So some stress is good, which is eustress, which actually helps you to perform much better and stay focused on the task at hand. But too much of stress can actually cause damage to your mind. So what happens was, when we were actually doing that breathing exercise, what were we doing? We were actually getting away from the sympathetic mode into the parasympathetic mode. In the sympathetic mode, there's a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of information, but it is a sign of, it is a state of being hyperactive, which has got to do with urgency and stress. This is how you feel. You feel fight, flight, or freeze mode. There is tremendous performance pressure. You feel the stress of actually doing more and doing it fast, right? And there is a race against time and there's super high tension. Most of us remain in this mode, and this is the reason why even after in the mid-30s, people have started getting cardiac arrests and strokes and what have you, suffering from obesity, sleep deprivation, being extremely stressed, etc. So I think so in the old days they used to say that there used to be a saber-toothed tiger is the most famous example. They say that somebody was chasing you. Today that saber-toothed tiger has been replaced by our own aspirations to succeed, to become famous, to earn wealth, to become fit, to become model parents, to take care of everything, pay our bills, and we really, really want to progress a lot. So obviously all of that creates a lot of, and added to that, the competition and everything else, everybody is in a state of mental frenzy. Very few people are able to relax and slow down. Unfortunately, what it does is that it actually has a devastating impact on your health, physically and mentally, and eventually there is a burnout. All of you may have experienced it sometime or the other. I have personally, being a single parent and having a corporate career and having work and teams to manage and deliverables and goals and all of that. One has been there and seen it all. But eventually one realizes that this is something which is not sustainable going for long. So one had to stop there. And then we said, okay, now we move to the parasympathetic mode, which is when you do deep breathing, your mental state is in the rest and digest mode. There's the feelings are that you're more relaxed, there is more equanimity and serenity, and there's enhanced creativity and calmness, because when you're calm, and when you're in the parasympathetic mode, you can access certain parts of your memory and your intellect, which you cannot do when you are in the sympathetic mode. So it's extremely important, even for being more productive and successful, to keep shifting from sympathetic to the parasympathetic mode. And the way to do it is to actually breathe, deep breathing. Our breath, and I was listening to Eckhart Tolle this morning, Eckhart Tolle or Eckhart Tolle, I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly. You all know, many of you have probably read the book, The Power of Now. So the breath is, he talks very beautifully and he alludes to it like saying peace is not something which waits for you at the end of success. Peace is not something which you will achieve at a particular given time, that आज से 10 साल के बाद मैं बहुत peaceful होने वाला हूँ, ये होने वाली हूँ. Peace is now in here, in moment. And how do you feel peace? By paying attention to your breath. So when there's a very important meeting happening, if you just take a few minutes or a few seconds to get into the parasympathetic mode from the sympathetic, there's a lot of anxiety. Oh my God, I've got these slides to present. There's so many people, how are they going to judge me? What are they going to think about me? They may think that I'm, this and this, and all of those kind of anxiety thoughts are going on in your mind. Just relax, because your breath is the only reality of life. Your breath is very, very important. It is the only sign that you are alive, and therefore breath is equal to peace. So a lot of yogis or a lot of people have done wonders through breath. Even breath is something, when you meditate, what you do is, even if you just focus on breathing in and breathing out, that will actually calm you down so much more, that you will be in a very powerful, centered position to be able to then carry forward the task which is at hand. It could be a surgery. If you're a surgeon, it could be a very important presentation. If you're a corporate honcho, if you have to strike a sales deal, you'll be able to present facts very calmly rather than looking desperate. So many, many things. Or if you're a parent who's talking to a teenager, you have to always get into a parasympathetic mode before you actually hold those crucial conversations of your life to be able to handle them successfully. So I'm just giving you one idea out of the entire stress management bouquet of toolkits which are available, but breath is extremely important and the most powerful form of getting to stress management. So a lot of triggers are there every day. For everybody, there's a different one. For some, it is traffic. For some, it is paperwork, too many arguments, missed meetings, social media posts. A lot of people we jack ourselves, pardon my language, but we really jack ourselves by just what people have written about us, whether how many likes we are getting, how many likes we are not getting. We love this frenzy and we love this attention, but I think all it does is it triggers the stress in us. So we have to understand and identify our triggers and learn to manage them very well. And this lock reminds me that breath is considered to be a key to in a lot of spiritual teachings. Breath is considered to be the key to opening your mind, to opening a lot of things which are lying in your subconscious, the potential that you need to see. That is what breath work can do for you. So wherever you get an opportunity, read more about this, read more about breath work and focus. So, and particularly if you're a coach or a counselor or a teacher or a boss or anybody who's in a position of power or influence, please do get into a parasympathetic mode before you have a conversation, because then you will become a person who people will actually feel very calm. Some people have this aura. So some people, I'm not going to delve on this. I think we'll move beyond this. So some people have this aura, and when you go and sit with them, even if you don't say anything, you come back and you are absolutely de-stressed, right? Many of you can, I'm sure many of you have had experience. If you think of one person in your life, whoever it is, at home or at work, where you like to just go and sit for half an hour or 10 minutes or 15-20 minutes, and you come back feeling richer, more relaxed and more centered, then just understand that those are the people who are mostly in the parasympathetic mode. They're not in the sympathetic mode. They're not people who drive you crazy. They're not some people who join you in your frenzy, but they just, with their presence, just calm you down. So what are the different techniques? They're here on the screen. You can take any one of them. This my mother certainly will not approve of, or would approve of, when I was a little kid, was chewing gum. But it seems that in Harvard, when they said it, now I can go back and tell people, go and chew gum. It also helps because, the tension gets released. Journaling is extremely important, because what it happens is it brings all your thoughts from the worrying center in your brain to the prefrontal cortex. And when you read it, it is no longer a part of your memory. You get it out of your system. A lot of people say, get it out of your system. You should write. But if you've written some very nasty things, make sure that you tear the stuff and this thing. And of course, laugh. Whenever you get an opportunity, please laugh out loud. Fifth pillar, which is extremely important, is social connection. We are wired to be social beings. We love to be around people. We like attention. We like to be seen and acknowledged. The biggest part of being a human being is that we want people to see us. We want people to see us for who we are and acknowledge us. Everybody likes. That is why, nowadays in YouTube, they'll say, even if you don't want to subscribe, at least, show us a thumbs up and say you like the video, because it gives us a feedback. Feedback is very important. We are feedback hungry. We don't want it to be only a one-way communication. We want people to acknowledge that we exist. So if we imagine from only exercise to nutrition, it is also about developing social connections. And sometimes some of us, and I was thinking that, if one wants to stay on track for exercise and for nutrition, they need to have good social connections. Some very rich, fulfilling, relationships are extremely important. In fact, you all know about it. I'm sure many of you know that in Harvard, they did the longest study of, several years, decades, which they started with a young group of men and women who were actually graduating from Harvard. And for many years they followed, and they eventually found out that the people who were the happiest and who lived the longest and who were the most satisfied were actually people who had very good social connections, number of social connections. And the reason, in fact, many of us who've got parents who live in the small cities and towns, and I come from one. I come from Missouri, and many a time I've requested my parents who are now aging to come and shift and live with me. One of the reasons why they don't want to come over here Whereas here they have probably a slightly more comfortable life from the resources standpoint, but they just don't come here because they really, really miss their friends and their social connections, which they prefer any day over all the conveniences that a big city life can offer. So they understand the value of this. If you have good friends, and there are people that you can reach out to. If you have a 3 a.m. friend who you can reach out to without any kind of hesitation, then you are a very rich and a wealthy person. Okay, you have to have relationships in which you feel the freedom to express yourself, just be yourself, and which leave you rejuvenated and peaceful. Trust me, true wealth obviously is not only just about your bank balance. It's not just about the paycheck that you get or the square footage that you occupy at home. It has to do with a lot of good connections that you have. So if you have 7, 8, 9 good friends, consider yourself to be a billionaire. Okay. And so developing high quality connection is your, very, very important. It should be your goal every year. In fact, if you don't have too many people, you should make a goal and say, this year I'm going to at least make some 4 or 5 new good friends. So be mindful of it. So at home and also at work, we have to start observing this from a CHRO standpoint. If you read somebody's body language and you sense that they're going through something acute, many a time I've actually called those people in and said, is everything okay? Do you want to talk about it? You've got to respect privacy. You can't push yourself just because you've done a coaching certification. You can't hold them by the collar and get them into your office and make them talk about it. Well, I'm just saying that, one has to be observant about the distress which people are feeling around you at home, whether they are your teenage children, whether it's your spouse, wife or husband, irrespective, or whether they're your friends. Make sure that you check on them and find out, because a lot of people who are very physically fit were extremely lonely. Loneliness is a new epidemic that people are dealing with, and it's killing more people than heart attacks are killing. So it is extremely important. And this is something which Harvard medical doctors have studied. This is not something which I've just pulled out, a bunny that I pulled out of my hat. But I'm just saying there are series of articles which they have shared with us, and they've told us that how it is very, very important to have great social connections and having friends. I'm not talking about virtual connections where you just have likes and you have 2,000 followers on Instagram, but in the evening when something happens, you have absolutely no one to pick you from the airport, or you can't find whose house you can actually just pile on if there's an emergency. If you don't have those kind of friends, then it is very, very difficult. If you want to watch a very interesting serial, which sometimes I recommend to people on Netflix, go to Virgin River. I think this is one community which looks after each other. The entire village looks after everyone. They're a little nosy though, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that they don't do any mischief, but this thing. The last pillar is substance abuse, which any form, whether it is drug or it is alcohol, or any other way in which people are actually abusing some substance, is the 6th pillar of holistic well-being, where it has to be monitored, and one has to there are certain guidelines which are available as to how you should be actually ensuring that people actually move out of these addictions. And these addictions are actually the end of the road, where probably a person has had a lot of frustration, a lot of stress, which has gone unmanaged. Fitness issues could be there. There could be health issues, all kind of psychosomatic issues, which could be there, which lead to a situation, or maybe having access or falling in bad company. All of that can lead to some kind of addiction. Unfortunately, family history is something where people are prone to. If you have a history of alcohol use in families, then unfortunately it could be inherited. So one has to watch out for all of that. Okay, so last bits, 1 or 2 slides on what does lifestyle and wellness coaching do. Well, when somebody says lifestyle and wellness, this thing, what comes to mind, what used to come to my mind is probably a fitness coach, somebody who tells you, eat this, exercise this much, but that is not what a wellness and a lifestyle coach is supposed to do. They're supposed to be extremely empathetic, and they have to look at the client's situation, or whichever person they are coaching. It may not be professional coaching, it can be somebody in your family, and just be empathetic and being non-judgmental. The same principles of coaching which apply here, elsewhere, apply here also, but more oriented on these 6 pillars, aligning their motivation, building their confidence that you can do it, setting smart goals and setting accountability. And then the cycle keeps on repeating and repeating itself, so that till the time that it becomes sustainable. Nobody is perfect. Nobody on those 6 pillars gets a 10 on 10, but whichever area is your challenge, yeah, that is some area in which one has to, kind of follow. And of course, you have to be curious, you have to be open, you have to be extremely appreciative, and you have to show compassion and honesty. So if somebody is smoking a full pack of cigarettes, you can't go, ha, that's fine, I understand, because, it's okay and it's okay to smoke. Obviously not. So you also have to be very direct, but it's not a game of blaming, shaming, and ridiculing. Anybody in your family who suffers from prediabetes or obesity or are already aware that they have a problem. It's not that they don't understand that they have a problem. Many a time I've had people come and tell me, oh, if you lost 10 kgs or 20 kgs, you would be so and so. I said, well, yes, but you don't know my whole story. So it's very, very important to show empathy. Whether you become lifestyle coaches, whether you use this service ever in life or not, but I think one takeaway from the session has to be blaming, shaming does not really help anyone to bring about sustainable lifestyle, particularly when we talk about those kind of changes in their life. But what does is actually engaging with either professionally go to a counselor who can actually help the person. It is a behavior change. It is not got to do with 10 or 15 minutes of exercise. There is something deeper which is going on in the person's psyche, and how to move them gently and gradually towards a more goal-oriented lifestyle change is something that is very, very important. So lifestyle coaching encourages all the actions which are filled with joy, and you build a rapport with the person whom you are coaching and counseling, and be absolutely non-judgmental. On this open forum, I'm being very authentic in sharing with you that I've had a lot of friction with my adult son with respect to his eating habits, ordering food from outside. And at a certain point in time, I had to back off and say that, well, this is not working. Every day having that stress around food is not something which is going to actually pleasantly impact him or me. And I'm happy to share my journey and my story with you. If you would like to connect with me, more than happy to offer this to anyone who's wanting to reach out, or anybody who's close wants to reach out. And what it can do to you is that what it did to me is connecting with yourself and exploring your own attitudes and beliefs, and how judgmental we get about people who are into substance abuse, whether it's alcohol or cigarettes or any other form of drug or substances that they are using. And we have to learn to investigate our own lifestyles. So very, very important. Thank you so much. These are my coordinates in case you'd ever like to be in touch. This is where I can be reached.
A big thank you, Ms. Poonam.
Thank you. All right, so feedback or any questions, or else I've just left my coordinates. One can reach out with questions in case they have any. Thank you, Olga.
Sure. A big thank you to Ms. Poonam Bharti for sharing your newfound passion with us. The session highlighted how prioritizing wellness is not just a benefit, but a strategic necessity in shaping resilient and thriving workplaces. We hope you all are inspired to champion wellness in your own spaces. Moving on to a compelling session on upskilling recruiters for an AI-powered era, where we explore the evolving role of recruiters in an AI-powered world. Technology is rapidly transforming talent acquisition with AI-driven tools, streamlining sourcing, screening, and engagement. But with these advancements comes an important question. How do we equip recruiters with the right skills to stay ahead? Recruiters are no longer just talent matchmakers. They need to be data-driven strategists, tech-savvy professionals, and champions of human touch in hiring. Today, we'll explore how organizations can upskill recruiters to effectively leverage AI while maintaining the personal connection that makes hiring successful. To illuminate the pathways to effectively upskill the recruiters for an AI-driven future, we have with us Dr. Ajit Unavle, Head HR at Transworld Terminals Private Limited. Dr. Ajit, a leader in AI-powered talent acquisition, is a seasoned professional with over 30 years of experience. Throughout his career, he has worked with prominent companies such as Bombay Dyeing, Capri Hands Group, Orient Express Ship Management, apart from Transworld Group of companies. Guiding this discussion is our esteemed moderator, Ms. Smita Dage, Customer Delivery, Head of CHROMA. Welcome, Dr. Ajit and Ms. Smita.
Thank you, Ulka. Welcome, Dr. Ajit, and thanks for joining us for the 5th edition of CHROMA InnerCircle. It's our pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
So artificial intelligence is kind of a game changer in the oral recruitment process, and most of the organization has started adopting it. It is reshaping the recruitment, and it's also reshaping the role of the recruiter. So we would like to understand from you, like how you see this role is evolving in this new landscape.
Yeah, so we have had prominent speakers here who have given their perspective and understanding as far as AI is concerned. Before I put my perspective here, I would like to create a platform so that we understand from where I am coming. AI is not one particular thing that is there. It is it is a paradigm shift. It is a different way of looking things, doing things. Why I say this is, before we come to our HR part and recruitment part, let's see what all new things or different things which AI has brought in, which we look around. Driverless cars, speaking to Alexa and she doing things, recognizing your voice, doing things and commands. Your vacuum cleaner is become robotic now. It does not really need your interaction with it or any sort of human presence there. Your washing machines, they operate on on different ways and platforms. All this to such an extent that you must have heard about Sophia. Sophia is the first robot citizen who's been given a citizenship for a country as recognized as a citizen of a country. This is all which is AI has brought in changes. So basically AI is a way of thinking. It's a tool. It's multiple platforms coming together, machine learning, language learning, problem solving, so many things happening at the same time. We have to understand the background and what AI is all about. It's very important for us. Now coming to recruitment, coming to HR and recruitment part of it. Can AI, I would like to take all of us to the first slide, which we had seen, where there was a survey done and people were asked whether recruitment and all the stages of the recruitment, screening, sourcing, all that, whether that can be replaced. People gave their opinion and there were about 39% of people who said that all of these can be done by AI. Well, it all will depend as the future takes the future of AI. The point that we are standing here is we really do not know as to how fast and where all this will take us to. The development itself, to the people who were initiators of this particular concept or way of doing things called AI, they themselves never thought that it will go up in such a manner. ChatGPT's versions coming, people thought it will be about 2 years, 3 years, but it took months just to come up with a new version, doing better things, faster, more accurate, and so on and so forth. The pace is very high, and the speed that it is growing is very high. If you compare, I was talking to some people here, and I come from a generation where during our period, when our times, we used to do recruitment, and most of the CVs were handwritten. or type. I mean, if it was a senior person, he would use a typewriter, and then it was a typewritten CVs. It would come through post to us because we never had all these equipments or these gadgets there. So ideally, what would happen in those days was we would give an advertisement in the newspaper, people will read it. Then there was a post box mentioned there and with a reference number so that we recruiters, it was easy for us to segregate. So there was a reference number given to each advertisement. People would read that advertisement, post their CVs. CVs will come to us. Then somebody will keep opening the envelopes, read it, file it, go through each and every thing, bring out the relevant ones. That time we didn't have mobile, so getting in touch with them was again through post. So the relevant CVs, we would write them back, put them in a post box, it will go to them, they'll read it and then come back. Just imagine the time and effort and so many things would happen in that period. And I'm not talking I mean, this is what I have done. So I'm not talking about some ancient times here. I'm talking about this is how I started and this is what I remember. So in my lifetime, I'm seeing this. And then when computers came, it was something very new for us, and mobiles also. I remember a brick-sized mobile which first was given in my hand, and it was a huge one, real huge one. We used to call it brick. I mean, you could defend yourself using it. If somebody hurt you, you could actually use it as a self-defense tool. It was that big. And when the personal computers came, I remember 386 was the number. I remember that. We started with 386, then the upgradation came was 486, and then generations of came, and things started evolving. The pace was very slow. I mean, every year we could see something new coming. 2-3 years, a new mobile will come, and so on and so forth. Today, the pace has grown so high. It's high. When I remember when the softwares were and the platforms were developed, emails started coming in. The time taken to reach out to the candidates, it started crunching, growing shorter. And when the platforms came, websites came, applications came, Naukri.com, Monster.com, .coms, and also many other .coms came in. What it did was it reduced our time and efforts screening. Soon, what we used to do, reading and underlying the jobs, it became keywords. All we had to do is put a keyword there, and then that software or that website, whatever, will give us relevant CVs. Now our efforts had reduced. All we had to do is just go through the important things. There was an email written, we just wrote back and things happened. It became faster. Now we have evolved, we have come to AI, which is going to now further crunch things, make it shorter, sharper, precise. What needs for a recruiter as we evolve is now it's no longer, just HR, recruitment, or screening kind of a thing. You have to now enhance yourself. You have to know the new things, the new platforms, the newness which is coming. You have to become a little more tech savvy, computer savvy, whatever the name you use it. You should embrace yourself with what is happening, which are the new platforms coming, what are the things that are happening, how can I enhance, how can I bring in that. Remember, all the organizations very soon are going to come, for that matter, Transform Group of Companies Singapore. We have also started ourselves training our people, all fields across the power of AI, what AI can do, how we can do machine learning and reduce our time, so on and so forth. And everybody is going to do that. So as this pace is very fast, recruiters also have to catch up with it. Traditionally, we are doing things. It's not a debate whether it was good or bad. It's not a debate whether this is going to be good or that. That's not the debate now. The debate is that this is a fast moving pace. We have to catch up. We have to keep ourselves abreast, out of box thinking, do away with the traditional ways, find out new ways of doing things. See, all of us are from HR background, so I need not elaborate on these systems as how JD can be matched, how CVs can be matched, how CVs can be, whether can be seen whether this is a fake CV or not. There are various ways of doing things and verifying them. The point here is that as these systems and processes are evolving, so do we need to be at the pace at which it is doing.
Yeah.
I can't have my pace of doing, and then the technology is going at a different pace. So we need to catch up very fast. Yeah. So this is what I feel.
Yeah, very well articulated. So it has certainly the technology has reduced the onboarding time of the candidate.
And
right?
precision.
And yes, and in the morning session, I just got one quote very apt that AI is like a coffee, use it right, right? So technology is not everybody's cup of tea. We need a specific skill to use it. Right. So can you please guide us, like what is a specific skill that a recruiter should focus on developing to stay relevant in this era?
One, it's a very tough question for me to answer. The reason being this, that if you look at AI and the way it is developing, things are happening. A person actually does not have to be a very technically qualified person to understand it. What I mean to say is, take an example of ChatGPT. Now, initially, I remember when all these platforms came, all the languages were there. So I remember Java, I remember, and I remember in the olden days, even these computers and the laptops, we used to remember commands. So we had to type the command and then the computer would do things for you. Like for copying, right now, you just do Control C and it copies, and Control V and you paste it. That was not the situation that time. That time you had to write the command, write the prompt, and then it will perform the activity. So we had a lot of strain on us to remember. I remember having a notebook with all the commands written, and then whenever I had to do that, I used to type it and get it done. No longer you need that. No longer you have to be tech savvy to understand or to know these things. What you need to be is basically, I would say, curious, open-minded, be open towards it, explore more, to think out of the box, see what is happening, and keep yourself abreasted. So the good part of it is that you need not go to a computer institute and get a degree or a diploma or a certificate for yourself. That is no longer needed, because AI is becoming a very user-friendly, easy to use, easy to know things. I mean, just by a voice command today, your TV channel changes, the searches you did not even know. I mean, the typing skill also is not required. We are going to that kind of a era. So basically, it will come down to a person being open-minded, curious, find out, explore, see how you can do things. What are the new things coming, and how I can enhance and make my work easier. This applies to the organization as well. As a recruiter, as an HR person, most of the times the roadblock comes in when the organization doesn't feel the need of it, you feel the need, and all that happens. I agree. At the same time, it is for you to, you to capture how to do it, what could be the right way of doing things, and so on and so forth. So I would say that the skills of the traditional way of doing things remain. They will not go. They'll have to. Still, you will need to do screening. Still, you'll have to call up candidates. Still, you'll need some sort of an interaction with the candidate. But the other routine things or the mundane things which happens with precision and with the speed, that is going to change, and I need to be open-minded to it. So you have to enhance your skills, add to it, while keeping what is there as far as an HR recruiter's skills are there, that will remain there. You'll have to add on and take on new skills which are in line with the so-called AI way of doing things.
Right, right. So yeah, very good aspect. So one has to be open to embrace this change in the technology. That's what we're talking about, yeah. So moving on to the next question. So this emotional intelligence is very critical when we talk about the recruitment, right? Because I imagine a situation when according to me the candidate is very apt for this role and he has the temperament. However, it doesn't fit into these parameters which are set. So AI may reject that person, but however, I would like to onboard that person, right? So such situation may arise. Most of the time it does arise. It's because of this disconnect, because the human touch is, there's always room, although the technology we bringing the technology, there's always room for the human touch, the intuition, understanding. So these are the factors also play a role here. So we would like to understand, like, how can recruiters balance the AI automation with maintaining a strong candidate experience? Because moment, the employee's journey starts right from they are applying for a job in any organization. So how do we strike the balance in this?
Yes, the balance is the right word, because as we are going through a change, I would consider this as more of a paradigm shift of the way we do things. And it's a big change that is happening all across. It's not only for HR and recruitment, the entire business. The way businesses are being conducted is being re-engineered, rethought, restructured. All that is happening. And HR is no different than that. So they also will have to go through that. Balance. Primarily, Indians, and we Indians are very emotional people. That is something which is underlying, or which will play a very big factor. So I remember reading this strong statement somewhere that people don't work for organization, they work for their bosses. People don't leave the organization, don't leave because of the organization. Most of the times people leave the organization because of the bosses or the team. This is a reality, this is a fact, and that will remain for quite some time. There has been a debate. People still think that machine learning, and if you look at Sophia and her expressions, they say that AI is teaching expressions, mimicking them. I mean, the very word artificial will always be there, because it will be a mirroring or copying or whatever word you want to use it, but it will be an artificial thing for some time. And it is intelligence. So when we are clubbing this together, intelligence, which is also emotional intelligence, and artificial, which is there are so many studies and articles on that where they are teaching emotions to the machines. I mean, if you look at Sophia, it seems Sophia is able to recognize many emotions and the changes in the facial expressions and all, in the tone, in the words. ChatGPT can read emotions in your letters by marking certain words which are used, which are strong positive emotions, negative emotions, and so on and so forth. So that part of machines learning emotions will keep still happening. However, there will be a time which will come where there will be a distinction, or there will always remain a distinction between what is artificial and what is natural. For the spectrum of emotions that a human beings have, animals also have emotions, plants have emotions. So the spectrum is what is the difference. So the spectrum of emotions which a human being shows is very large. For any machine to learn that, I don't know how much of time. I'm not expert in that, and I don't know, but there always will remain. There will always remain the bonding. And this is where we have to understand that though we are using, in the first slide, it was said that it's a coffee machine, a coffee that we are talking. I would replace coffee with tool. It is a tool, and it is a tool of precision. You are the artist. in your mind is the picture, and the tool is what you will use to derive what you want. The better or the more precise the tool is, the better output you will get. This is the way I feel we should look at it. So we should look at it as a tool and not as a replacement, because we will miss out on the entire natural, original human emotions that we share or we bond with people, in that context. So yes, emotional intelligence will remain crucial, has to be balanced, and that is the skill every recruiter will have to, in days to come, think and practice and evolve, even the organizations for that matter. And that's where organizational values come into picture, because they are the ones which will shape your emotions or the emotions of the organization. So yes.
So, can you also throw some light, like what are the long-term strategies should the organization adopt to ensure their recruiters remain at forefront of this AI advancement?
Yes, it's very important. See, when we are talking about AI is having its effect not only on HR, it's also having its effect on the processes, business processes, finance, if you consider accounting, finance, you consider marketing, you consider. There are so many tools or platforms and so many applications, AI-based applications coming, which are applicable to finance people, marketing people, or production line, whatever the organization is doing. If you have to stay in line, or if you have to, the organization and the department, of course, have to see that even HR has to be aligned with that. We cannot just, I was attending one of a seminar, someone, and this person on AI was saying, made a very bold statement, said very soon, what is going to happen is the softwares, or the different what they call it as platforms, or the things that AI has, the tools, the knowledge of the tools and all. In HR questions, very soon you'll have to ask the marketing person, are you also aware of such and such AI-based tools, or AI-based bots, or AI-based platforms? How can you, have you used it? What is your skills on that? Which we in traditional times never asked such questions. So a person who carries this knowledge or experience in that will always stand high. So also HR. So HR, we cannot separate it, or should not separate it, and not that now only the business processes needs to have AI and the others are left aside. I think that will be a disaster that will create. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an interesting conversation, Dr. Ajit. So we have uncovered how AI is revolutionizing the role of recruiters and the essential skill they need to thrive in the new era. While AI can streamline and optimize the recruitment, it's the recruiters themselves who bring the strategy, empathy, and a human-centric approach to the hiring.
True.
And investing in the upscaling is not only the future proofs their career, but it also ensures organizations stay competitive in accepting the top talent. Thank you very much for being here and sharing your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Over
Thank you
to
very
you,
much.
Olga.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ajit, for that wonderful session, and Ms. Smita for leading this discussion. The ideas and insights we gathered have certainly broadened our perspective. We are now approaching the end of our event. For delivering the closing notes, I would like to welcome Mr. Jay Jha, Global Head of TCS CHROMA. With over 25 years at TCS, he has served several leadership roles across US, Latin, APEC, and India. His rich and varied experience in IT industry, particularly in BFSI sector, and his extensive expertise in managing HR products seamlessly have been pivotal in shaping Chroma to where it stands today. Welcome, Mr. Jayaja, for the closing notes.
Thank you, Ulga. So thank you all for taking time to share your thoughts with us today. Your participation and insights on the key HR topics have made this event truly valuable. We learned a lot of new things in Gen AI and what we should be following up and what we should be refraining, all the things. At Chroma HRMS, our goal has always been to simplify and enhance HR processes for organizations like yours. To give you some perspective, we launched Chroma in 2014. In last over 10 years, we catered to over 70 customers, and we have more than 15 lakh users as of now, distributed across several industry verticals. We constantly enhance Chroma to be relevant. We have rolled out over 400 changes across the modules last year as a part of continuous automation and incorporated self-service MIY enhancements too in workflows and common business tools. We are heavily investing in Gen AI this year, and very soon you will see that our service delivery project managers, delivery heads will connect with you to roll out GI for your respective modules. The year FY25 was very good year for Chroma. We added several marquee customers in India. We went live with over 50,000 additional employee base for one of our existing customers with highly complicated requirements. This has given us more confidence and on stability and scalability of Chroma. As AI has been topic of discussion today, we all agree today that the biggest common challenge we face is figuring out how to find out and keep the right people in the organization for the right role. And this is often looks like never-ending race to get on it. But AI looks like AI is really leading the way, changing everything in HR from hiring to onboarding. On another note, we have done social proofing in G2, software suggest and trust radius. Request please share your feedback on Chroma there. Your feedback which we received through CSS, customer satisfaction survey experiences, and your experiences which you shared with our service delivery project managers, delivery heads are the continuous source of our improvement of Chroma. And we have done a lot of innovation and in Chroma based on your feedback. Thank you all for active participation and contribution today. Have a nice FY26. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ulka.
Thank you, Jay. A heartfelt thank you to our distinguished speakers and audience today for your engagement and enthusiasm throughout the sessions. We hope you found these sessions informative and enjoyable, and that the ideas shared will empower you to leverage AI in your HR processes. Together, we are shaping the future of work, and we look forward to continuing this journey with you. Have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you and see you soon.